But yes, if you missed the last VOD on account of spending the holidays with your family or some other silly reason, things went bad. Andreas Mahler is dead. Most of the town burned down. The monastery burned down. The soldiers of the Duke of Bavaria attacked all of the villagers. Yeah, things are great. Also, we skipped forward 18 years. So, chat, it is, yep, F's in the chat for Andreas Mahler. He died as he lived, a gigantic nerd. Like, he literally ran into a burning building to save the books. A man after my own heart. Look, if I'm gonna go out like a fool, that is the way I want to go out. Anything except the books. So yeah, we are now 18 years in the future. Did we save the books in the end, though? We tried. Andreas gave some to Klaus. Klaus did not pick them up and leave, because he was carrying mags. But, you know, we tried. We tried. Name of the Rose flashbacks, oh god. The ending of that book is wild. I mean, yeah, you're correct. It is that's a good shout out, because it is almost exactly like the ending of the Name of the Rose. We unravel, we figure out who did the murder, we hunt them down in the deepest recesses of the library. Things happen. It gets lit on fire. The only thing we missed was proving God doesn't exist and then leaving. You know. There's still time, though. We got an entire another act, because it is 18 years in the future. Which means that we're in actually a really fun year for, you know, history. And I'll be super duper duper curious to see if Nicholas Copernicus gets mentioned at all in this act. Like, I will be so curious to see if we get a mention of Nicholas Copernicus. Because his De Revolutionibus was published 6 months before the game is set. In Nuremberg. That's not that far away. And the printer who did it is like one of the foremost printers in the city of Nuremberg. So theoretically, if Klaus is staying abreast of like what new publications are coming out, he might actually know about Copernicus getting published. And if he knows, then is he doing a secret second edition? Because the second edition from Basel has not been published yet, historically. Right, that doesn't get published until the 1560s, I want to say. But the 1543 edition from Nuremberg has already been published in May of 1543. And it's now Christmas of 1543. So, you know, we could be doing the most heresy. Proving that the sun is at the center of the solar system. Yes, so yeah, it got published about 3 weeks before he dies in the middle of May 1543. After getting a manuscript got shipped from the monastery where he lived in northern Poland to Nuremberg. I know, right? But, you know, we're not going to find out by just standing here, and we've got a lot of game to play. So, chat, strap in. Let's play the rest of Pentiment. I'm so excited. Look, I don't know what's going to happen, but I have a pretty good guess who the thread puller is, and I'm excited. This is going to get messy, but I hope you are all ready to join me with this. So yeah, let's do it. Also, chat. We are Magdalene Drucker now. We no longer say bah. We have learned other words. Agnes gathers chamomile here every year to prepare her cures for the coming year. The sun is cringe. True. This is why I live in a basement level apartment. Because the sun is just too cringe. The wonderful is always so beautiful. She probably says bye to the dummies around her, true, though. True. God. The old salt mines. No one's mined in Tassing for ages. Oh, we can no longer examine the gravestone. The gravestone's looking pretty rough. Why have the sun when you can enjoy Pentiment? Exactly. Look, we'll pull the sun. We'll locate the sun. And it'll be over here. And that is all the daylight that we need. Look, there's the sun. It's somewhere up there. You can almost see it. You can smell the anise on the breeze. It reminds me of when I was little. Why are the mountains... Hi. Snow is creeping down the mountains. Winter will be here soon. And how's the monastery doing? It did a little bit get burned down. Hello, hello, Dragon Wolf. Good to see you as always. Oh. Oh. Huh. Well. Okay. Oh, the hand is back. The hand of St. Moritz. The poor Claras take care of it now that the Benedictines are gone. The order of contemplative nuns founded by St. Claras and Francis of Assisi. As the name suggests, the poor Claras are devoted to extreme poverty. They subsist purely on the donation of alms. Look at that. The Franciscan convent branch. I wonder why there's... Interesting. I would have expected the convent and the monastery to be more, ideal or theologically aligned? God bless you, Magdalene. Pet son of Mousefinger. Hi. Oh, hi, kitty. Mousefinger's grandson is the most adorable. Look at him. Look at the little kitty. I mean, yes, the big cat is good, but the kitten is perfect. Come on, do the big stretch. Aww. Aww. Oh. Hi, Margareta. Hello, Margareta? It's Magdalene. Oh, Magdalene, God bless you. You don't normally come to the convent alone. What brings you here? Why can't we pet the kitten? True. 0 out of 10. Not that you're not welcome, of course. It's always wonderful to have visitors. I had some spare time and thought I would say hello. Oh, well, hello. It is good to hear. It is good to hear your voice, though. I enjoy it when outsiders visit the convent. Do you miss the outside world much, sister? Yes, sometimes. I miss the other Benedictine sisters, especially. There we go. There we go. That's what I was expecting. She'd never admit it, but Sister Lisbeth had the most wonderful voice. I only stood next to her if I could. Why stay then? Why didn't you leave when the Benedictines left Curacao? Truth be told, I was too frightened to leave. Curacao is my home. I didn't like the idea of becoming accustomed to a new place. Learning the convent's ins and outs was hard enough. I never went outside the convent much anyway. I know where everything is here, even if it's changed over the years. Sister Gertrude had always planned to stay too. The garden always needs tending, and 2 hands make light work. Besides, I can't leave Mousefinger behind. True. She truly is Queen of Curacao. Has the convent changed much since the poor Claras arrived? Yes, the food is simpler, and some of the prayers are different, but all the chores and gardening is the same. So, Chad, I called it. I was like, weird. Why is this not... Why would we have Franciscan or a Franciscan offshoot in the convent, but Benedictines in the abbey? And the answer is we didn't. It was Benedictines in both places, and then after the fire, the Franciscans moved in. Called it. Gertrude misses making ink for the scriptorium, but I've enjoyed learning the sisters' new customs. Speaking of which, I should probably return to my chores. Of course, sister. Apologies for interrupting. Not at all, Magdalene. God bless you. Thank you, Saint Hildegard. Oui. Hello, Franziska. God bless you, Magdalene. You're new. Shame. Alright, so, monastery? Not doing so great. Church? Bad shape. Well, let's see how town's doing, I guess. The mill is still standing? Susa? Hi, Susa. Hi. Oh, what a good puppy. Hi, puppy. Andreas? Hello. Good day, Master Mueller. What are you up today? Drawing. Anything interesting? No, secrets. Oh, I see. I'll leave you to it then. He's perfect! God, his haircut's a nightmare. Magdalene. Andreas, my boy. Excellent. So did Paul take over? Is this what happened? Oh, Paul and Anna got married. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh. Oh, that's extremely sweet. Oh, I'm very happy for them. Hello, Magdalene. And Ulrika still has Andreas's hat. I was so hoping for it. Oh, 25 years later, and we have continued to patch this stupid hat that Anna stole from us while we were getting lunch one day. Magdalene! Hello, Ulrika. Hello! What are you doing? Watching. Very well. Keep up the good work. Work? Just like Mom. I will work now. God bless you, Magdalene. Oh, I love what they've done with the place. Paul's done leaves around the... Right, Paul rebuilt the mill, but put leaves around it. So it's a much friendlier place. Oh, it's... Riley, look at the community challenge. On that note, chat, look at the community challenge. There is a community challenge right now that you can spend your channel points on. If we hit 500,000 community donated channel points, there will be an Andrea Smaller cosplay stream. Get those channel points in. You want it. I want it. Do it. Don't forget about that. Don't you all forget about it, because it's only up for 30 days. Mary, Mother of Jesus. Her painting has been here as long as I can remember. At least 18 years. Oh, it's so good. God, I can't... You can only do 2,000 channel points per day, but you can even donate on days where I am not streaming. That's probably an important information, right? Hello, Magdalene. Hi, Martin. Magdalene. Yes, I do not have to be live for you to be throwing channel bits at that. So, just a heads up, since it is only here for 30 days, you do need to make sure that that happens if you want that to happen. Hey, Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. Hey, Magdalene. And Hans. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. Did you need something? Kraft hasn't bothered you again, has he? Or gone into some other trouble? No, he's been fine. Mostly. Good. That boy's a thorn in my boot. He's lazy, arrogant, doesn't care for his family. He'll bring shame to the Bower and... Oh. Are we This sounds exactly like Martin Bauer's kid. Now I avoid sticking my nose into people's affairs, but Martin? Anyway, didn't mean to complain. Right, that's the best evidence one can have that Martin Bauer is actually Martin Bauer. How are the Gärtners doing? Good lord! Il Peter. Magdalene. How is this man still alive? How is this man still alive? He's like 100 years old. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. Running on pure spite. True. That bastard will die when he's good and damn ready. True. For a man called Il Peter, he sure is looking healthy. Nah, he's perpetually got a cough, and otherwise is not having a great time. They left the order. Oh, that's cute of them. Good on them. Good lord, there's so many new people. Each disease is perfect. True. If you have enough diseases, then... Yes, I did. I absolutely did. But, I want to check on Smokey first. Smokey, how are you doing? And then I need to pick up, like, you know, my stuff. Václav is back! Yo! It's nice to see some green this time of year. Horehound is one of the few plants that grows year-round here. Václav is back! Chat! Heresy hours! Let's go! Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. Look at that man's beard. Yes. Come on. Did you hear heresy? Yes, please. Look, this man. Václav has the most bonkers theology I've ever heard, and I'm so excited to see what 25 years has done for it. Look, me, Ursula, and Václav are going to sit down and we're going to have a lovely chat and come up with something completely bonkers, and it's going to be hilarious. No, don't sleep. Ooh, we have an upper level. Yoink. The Rathaus mural sketches. I think this is what my dad wants. I think these are all of the plans. What is... Is this part of the plans? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. If they... Obsidianites. Josh Sawyer, if you're lurking, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I refuse. I will walk away from this game if you kill Klaus. I'm not here for it. No, I don't have an ink like this here. Hi, Josh. Good to see you. I don't... Well, whatever. I'll bring it just in case. Alright, I better get these over to the Rathaus. Oh boy. Galaxy Brain Theory, Il Peter's the thread puller. True. All of this is just because we were insufficiently grateful to Frau Perchta. It makes perfect sense. Oops, I forgot to talk to Ursula. Hey again, Mags. Are you serious? I just told you not to call me that. And what are you all doing here? Don't you have better things to do? What business is that of yours? Not me. All my work's done, Mags. Did they? Oh, that's cute. Did Ursula name her kids Apollo and Artemis? Oh, that's cute. Someone named their kids Apollo and Artemis, and that's adorable. What do you care? It's not like you've got important work to do. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Not Ursula, but it's cute nonetheless. Alright, that's fair. They've got the red hair, so it's a Gartner. Is this Big York's kids then? So, someone is being adorable. Tinker maintains and tinkers with the present type and sometimes works with Baltus. Domestics, Magdalene can handle anything connected with household or animal work, or bookkeeping. I think bookkeeping. Reason we're going to choose this is that, from my understanding of medieval family workshops, is that it's actually not unusual for women to be not only involved with, all of this labor, but also, be doing the bookkeeping. Even in mercantile families, right, there's a lot of women's labor that goes into making these shops run. So we might do that. I keep my dad's business running and profitable. I handle all of our orders and make sure everything's delivered on time. That seems a little more important than standing around the commons in the middle of the day. Must be nice to have money. You don't have to brag about it. Doesn't really sound like women's work. Hey, I just said. Right. No one did. True. God, instant sass. Calm down, Mags. You're gonna get a reputation. Too late to worry about that. She already has a reputation. Look, all three of you, straight into the garbage. Right? 1, 2, 3. Into the sun you go. Oh no. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh no. I have to choose? Snoop? Sass? Sass? Burbs, 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 burbs. Yes. Let's go. Thank you, Josh. Barbs is very Barbie. At least I have a reputation. If you died today, your epitaph would read, 3 shitheads who spent every morning harassing girls in the comments. Holy... Hey, you know, we're gonna have to call up to the Netherlands here to get the night watch on the scene here, because there's been a murder. Assuming you got a grave, that is. More likely they toss your worthless bodies onto a compost heap and hope for a better return. Jesus Christ! Alright, we got it, lay off. Did you get those things your dad wanted? Yes, that's why I was on my way to the rat house. Hopefully I can drop these off and start my reading for the day. Reading? What book is so important that you need to get back to it? Oh. You're gonna make me play this game like 7 times, Josh. I'm not... Yes, I want all of them. Protestantism time! I'm super curious about this one, because this is an area that I actually know very little about. I need to get... So, spoilers chat, there is going to be a second playthrough of Pentiment, and I'm gonna get some guests on, because I don't know everything, contrary to my best efforts. I have no idea what Volksbücher are popular in 1543. I may need to get some folks on who know more about early modern literary culture to talk about what's circulating around here. That being said, speaking Italian's pretty based, right? The only language my Andreas couldn't know is Italian. So Magdalene knowing Italian to round out the list, pretty great. All 3 of these are really good choices. Oh, Which of these gets us Copernican theory fastest? Chat, that's the question. Which one of these is going to get us Copernican theory at speed? I think polyglot. But it would be published in Latin, so it doesn't matter. Could be Reformation. But that's all theology. And theology could be really exciting, right? Theology could be super exciting, because that means she has to deal with the censors. She probably has to deal with the censors already, just by virtue of uh, working in print, but the ways in which print negotiates with the censorship of the Catholic Church is pretty exciting. And there's a lot of fun negotiation that goes on. What the heck? That's there. Okay. Clothing is difficult. But the thing is, in 1543, the Revolutionibus is... Right. The problem is, in 1543, the Revolutionibus is not particularly spicy. Copernicus doesn't get censored until 1616. So, much more likely than reading Copernicus here, would be reading the brand new treatise from Martin Luther called On the Jews and Their Lies. And given that our dad is friends with Benjamin and Rachel, being like, wow, this is bad. You know, let's do something I don't know a lot about. Let's hit them with the flux. Hey, look. Speaking of, apparently one of her friends is, Benjamin and Rachel's kid. Esther sent it... Melusina. Esther sent it to me from Prague. Now, see, this is where I wish we had a glossary entry. Because now we have to, look up Melusina. Melusina. Let's see. That'll work. Heck. It is locked. God dang it, the Oxford reference book is locked. Melusina Turing von Ringel Tingen. That's in German, that's also not helpful to me. Boo. Irritatingly, there's not a useful... Let me just click over here to show you what I'm looking at. Right. We look at this... And I'm like, okay. Here's an Amazon edition of it, in German. Here's an Oxford reference of it, which is great, except that... it's locked. It's all paywalled and I need a subscription. So that's not helpful. There's a De Gruyter one, which is in German and also needs is paywalled. This is an academic article that's not super helpful. This is another one. But yeah, I'm assuming this is the 1450... This is like a reprint of the 1456 German translation of the French novel Melusina. Amazing. So then we get a bunch of... Sadly, it's a name that's been stolen for other people. So that's exciting. Let's hit it here. Thank you. Melusina is a... Oh. It's this one. I know this illustration. I just didn't place this illustration with this one. She's a mermaid. But yes, the... It's this one. Cool. The Melusina of Jean d'Arc, completed in 1382, as a collection of spinning yarns. Cool. That's fine. Wikipedia is enough to get started here. So, that's helpful. But yeah, this looks like it's a chapbook printing of the German translation of the late 14th century French collection of earlier stories about the water nymph Melusine. That's pretty great. We love that. And that didn't even merit a glossary entry in this game. So, let's go. And also, Aretsdale, thank you for the follow just now. Is that about the snake woman who takes off all her clothes? Sort of, but no, not really. Or at all. Jeez. Ooh, does it have any picture? Idiots. Right, I want to see. Calm down, I'm not showing you lecherous dogs anything. He has a different... Don't you read all sorts of books about knights and whatever? Yes, knights, princesses, gods, monsters, that sort of thing. Let's go. I'm named after a god. You sure are. I'm aware, Apollo. Yes, your sister too. What's a good story about Apollo? Once he was so obsessed with a girl that she begged the gods to turn him into a tree so he'd stop bothering her. That sounds like you, Apollo. God damn it. Wait. Aren't you supposed to be at the hothouse too? You're on the council. I'm sure, but it's pointless about your dad's plans. Let's go. Fine. Oh, Jorg lost an eye. That's unfortunate. I don't understand how we're still arguing about this. These murals should depict the truth. What we know is the truth. I don't think it's so simple, Klaus. Are you afraid of angering our Lord, Father Thomas? I think Father Thomas means that the truth is not so easily agreed on. Santa spotted. True. I don't know. I'm tired of arguing. I just wanted to look nice and show what happened. Magdalene, thank you for bringing these. Maybe illustrations will succeed where talking has failed. I'm done arguing with them. I'll see you at home for supper. Guess who decides what this mural depicts? It's alright, Magdalene. We don't need to see the drawings. It's not that we don't understand what he's trying to do. I didn't realize we had upset him so much. Sounds like things got worse after I left. Well, we've been arguing about this for almost 2 hours. Fool's the good at this. He hasn't budged. What's the point of talking if you can't make any progress? Magdalene, could you speak to your father? Help him see things from our point of view? Father Thomas, I don't even know what you're all arguing about. What is your point of view? Klaus has strong, very strong opinions on how the history of Tassing, of Kersau Abbey, should be portrayed. And those portrayals may upset some of our neighbors. Isn't the real concern that it's going to upset the Lord? Isn't everyone really worried about him coming here someday and seeing the revolt memorialized on the wall? You keep saying that we all disagree with him. I don't think I do. Not entirely. Oh boy, is this recession studies you smell? Well, what do you think, Jorg? I know I'm not the smartest man in this room, but I know what happened to my own dad. I know what he did. It doesn't feel right to ignore what happened to him, what happened to Otto. Look, you all knew my dad. I never had the chance. I don't want to make the people in this town angry. I don't want to make our Lord angry. None of us do. But maybe there's a way to tell this story in the way that's true without upsetting anyone. So, it's all very complicated, you see. Magdalene? Trying to get him to consider a portrayal of our history that's a little less inflammatory? Nah. Tell me to convince him to do what you say. I'm sure that will work. God. Barbs, 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 barbs. Alright. Magdalene! Such speech is entirely uncalled for. We need to come to an agreement or call off the mural entirely. He's been wanting to paint this mural for years. You can't tell him no all of a sudden. Then help us, Magdalene. Your father will listen to you. Now I'm going back home. This mess has taken up too much of my day already. Oh! Oh! What? The fact that now there's not a monastery ringing out the time. Right, organizing the rest of the local... Exactly, right, we've rolled out... There are mechanical clocks in Europe centuries before this. It's not that the mechanical clock is particularly unique, but that's super clever. Yo! Because, right, the monastic hours that we had previously, going from Lauds Prime, Terce Sext, known as Vespers Compline. The fact that we've... Right, that's all our Benedictine monastic hours. That's actually specifically laid out in the Rule of St. Benedict, and other monastic orders adopt that. Going all the way back to, like, to the 7th century and, like, Isidore. The fact that the monastery is no longer the ruler of this land, and therefore is not dictating those hours, means that now that we switched over to a mechanical 12-hour clock, is a really good way to show just how much things have changed in the last 18 years. Yo, that's so smart. Magdalene, thank you for bringing the drawings to the rat house. I'm sorry it was a waste of time. Those men don't know what they want. When I tell them what I'm trying to do, they get scared. Then they talk and talk and talk. They talk all day and we're never any closer to a decision. I'm sick of it. Sick of the whole thing. Dad, I'm worried about you. I know. I appreciate the concern. Suppose I haven't been this upset about something in a while. I'll get through it. I just need time. Why is it bothering you so much? We hear all these stories about what this place was, how it came to be. And it feels like history is something that happened before, happened to other people. Saying this in 1543 is, in hindsight, just hysterical. But 18 years ago, we lived through something, you and I. Everyone in Tassing. Everyone wants to forget about it, pretend it didn't happen. You don't. No, I don't. All those years ago, I did nothing. I was worried for you, worried for Benjamin, and Rachel, and Esther. I was so afraid that I'd lose you, I wouldn't have been able to bear it. In the end, so many people died anyway. Peter, and Ulrich, and Andreas, and all of the others. And we lived. Dad, everyone says that it wouldn't have made any difference. If you and the others had fought, you would have died. I would have died. Maybe I could have stopped him from going to the mill. Or maybe we could have stopped the peasants from burning it down. But we'll never know. Is that what this is about, this mural? It's a chance to put something down in a place where everyone can see. People start to forget. This will remind them. We were here. This happened. If I don't do it, who will? Oh, we're going full meta here. Oh, this is... I need to get... chat, we need to make a note here. I need to get notes of who the different perspectives are. Book history, food history, textile history, traumas and mentality. Right, because we're having an intersection of two very, very cool things. Right, firstly, we're getting a really nice overview of sort of memory studies. Like, this is going super meta. And I think it's very plausible, right, that they're having this conversation in the 16th century. But we have different languages, more technical theory to describe this exact issue right now, right? So this is a thing known as collective memory. In response to a traumatic event, which, the revolt 18 years ago absolutely would count, there's kind of two related things that try and happen. The first one is that the community at large is going to do something to memorialize it. The other one is a sort of collective amnesia that lets people continue to function after that. That seems to be what Tassing by and large has gone through. Right? Just keep your head down, don't upset the Duke of Bavaria, try and go back to the way things were. Exactly. Michel Rolf Troyo and Evelyn Troyo is a great shout for this. Edward Said also has work on this. Pierre Nora has some relevant work on this. There's a lot of theory. In more recent studies, Michelle Caswell has some excellent work on this. And gosh, who was it did work with Cambodia? I just had a class on memory studies. I really should remember who we read in that class a bit better. But there's some really cool work on sort of the end of the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia that ties into all of this. Astrid Earle and Anne Rigney, again, excellent shoutouts. On a more sort of foundational level, Jan Adelaide Asman, and Vern. What's his name? What's his first name? He's a South African archivist that's like really significant for memory studies. Who is it? Vern Harris, that's who it is. Has some amazing foundational work on memory studies. So right, there's this whole field that's all exploring this exact phenomenon of how people respond to historical events and oftentimes traumatic events through a sort of collective amnesia or through a specific type of monumentalization that often displaces the complicitness in that harm. Yeah, Silencing the Past by Troyo is classic. So yeah, right, in certainly imperial context, right, if the people memorializing something are, a dominant group, they'll often do things to displace the harm or abstract it, rather than making it super duper visceral. So it's a monument to harm done, rather than a monument to, or rather, a monument to harm suffered, rather than a monument to harm done. What Klaus is trying to do is make a, really rich portrayal of history of harm done, right? Showing specifically who was killed, what happened, and implicitly who is at fault for this. It's very good. So the fact that there are these discourses, right, as I said, I think it's entirely plausible, even though we have more technical language to understand what the heck's going on. The idea that there are these discourses, and the idea that writing and art are designed to ensure that things that are important shall not be forgotten, is an extremely well-attested sentiment in the Middle Ages and early modern period. This is a place of very strong continuity, and will continue to be very strong into the 18th, 19th century. Right? There's a reason a lot of Shakespeare's plays, especially early on, are histories. right? That is in some way the same thing. Dramatizing important things so that the memories of the people, of, I guess, great people, because it is very much great manning, but, right, the idea that the histories of the important people shall not be forgotten is very much. Yeah. So, excellent stuff here. And all of that's being filtered through the trauma, and that's great. You're right, Dad. I wish the men in the rat house saw me the way that you do. I know that you'll figure it out. I hope so. Aw, he's the... All the arguing has left me beat. I'm going to bed early. Alright, I'm going to stay for a bit and write a letter to Esther. Good. Please say hello to her from me. And your parents. I know, Dad. Good night, Meg. Look, he smiles so happily with his eyes. Aw. Good artwork right there. Good night, Magdalene. I love you. I love you too. Aw. All this running around has left me tired too. But nice to sit down at my desk and just write for a while. Alright, but we need to talk to more folks first. The Kreutzer house. Hello. Hello, Magdalene. Hi, Magda. Hello, Christina. What are you doing today? Helping, Mom. That's just right. You're really pretty. Oh, thank you, Christina. You're really pretty, too. Thank you. Don't tell. It's a secret. Oh, I'll keep it secret. Ha! You're funny, Magda. Hello, you haven't caught the stream in a while. Is Andreas gone? One could say that. One could also say he went out like the biggest nerd that he is by running into a burning monastery to save some books. Hello, Magda. Hello, Magda. You're also print educated. Exciting. Look, I turned Andreas... Blues, he went out exactly like how I went out. And to be fair, he and I made exactly the same, like, face. We both did this in exactly the same way at exactly the same time. And I wasn't mimicking him. So, you know, I accept that I have gotten got, and if you want to help support the fact that Obsidian just ported me into the video game, do make sure you click on those channel point buttons to contribute to the cosplay stream, to just acknowledge reality. Look, I know when I've been had. I will take this L, and you all should help make this cosplay stream happen. Hello, Magdalene. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Magdalene. Hey, Magda. Evening, Magdalene. Good on them. And the rest. Good evening, Mistress Durkheim. Speaking of meta stuff, Adam accidentally continued the game's themes about ethics and choices affecting others beyond what you can predict. Huh. I can smell the anise on the breeze. Dad always bought anise cakes from Gret to help soothe my stomach when I was ill. Good. Hi, Gret. Bless you, Magdalene. Aw. Ooh, lace. I'm curious. I know lace is available in this period, but, Recently. And Tetra Reggaeton, thank you for the 2 months of Prime sub. Let's see. Lace. First developed in Europe in the 16th century. Let's see. Lace making centers in Italy, Flanders, and France. I wish we had more... I wish there was more detail. I wonder. Textile production. Let's see what the Met has to say. The Met's a reliable source. Published in the late... Okay, so that's not yet. Late 16th and early 17th century is not yet. And that's all later. That's all later. Alright. So this is pretty remarkable. Cause, right? That's pretty clearly lace work. Underneath the candle, right? So, it's definitely possible, but this had to have been imported presumably from Italy. As probably the closest makers. Yeah. I think it's a... I would agree, my instinct is that this is funky as a doily, but... It's also within... I don't know, right? I don't know if this is something where someone brought back the pattern and then made some. Or if this is a case of just the aesthetic needs to be had, and it is a very good aesthetic. Also, this is a huge piece of lace. So, I don't know. It's definitely possible to make some, right? It's definitely possible to make it yourself, but it's just that the technology is, or it being in style is quite new. Good day, Mr. Strucker. God, the art house looks great. The art house is the biggest building in Tassing. Baltus' clock took ages to build in place. Speaking of which, how is Baltus? Gnazio. Ciao, Magdalene. What a mess. I don't know how Baltus can get anything done with all this in the way. Hey, Magdalene. This is the furthest proof that Magdalene's no Andreas. Clearly they're two different people, and only one of them is just me. Notably, you'll observe that my camera is in a very specific position, chat. We'll ignore the clothes pile over there. Or the mug full of tea bags. Or, you know, any of the other mess. Magdalene! Stare nervously. True. Oh, don't look at me like that. It's a happy occasion. The cinnamon I added to the beer is perfect. Yes. This is based. Chat, if you've never had cinnamon beer, find yourself some cinnamon beer. Was cinnamon? Doesn't that come? Ugh. Yes, at a great cost. Oh, never mind that. It's for the Christmas celebration. No, I suppose you don't have much time left. Baltus would in fact try out watermelon flavor craft brews. You're not wrong, and I don't respect the commitment. You know, no, I was gonna say I respect the commitment. I don't. Quite right. The wheel of time stops for no man. I don't think it violates the. Let's check on that. Bavarian beer purity law. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Let's see. The text reads of the law. We hereby proclaim and decree by authority of our province that henceforth in Duchy of Bavaria in the country, as well as in the cities and marketplace, the following rules apply to the sale of beer. One pending of Munich value, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Further, I wish to emphasize in the future that in all cities towns, the only ingredients used for the brewing of beer must be barley, hops, and water. Whosoever knowingly disregards or transgresses upon this ordinance shall be punished by the court authorities, confiscating barrels of beer without fail. I don't know. As early as the mid-1500s, began to allow coriander, bay leaf, and wheat. I think it doesn't. Mostly, I think the reason why this doesn't violate it is that this is not a key ingredient in the brewing process, right? Cinnamon doesn't affect the brew. Right? It's not like you're using a different grain in order to ferment. This is just extra flavoring. Though, I don't know, coriander and bay are also not affecting the brewing process, I would think. So, I don't know. It might do, but I don't care because it's delicious. But it's going to be wonderful. Cinnamon, coffee from Ethiopia, cacao from the new... The only thing we're missing is tea. Right? The only thing we're missing is tea. But my god. It sounds perfect. This sounds... I want to be at this feast now. Chiesa Cristo, c'è denaro face tutto. Jesus Christ, he who has the money can do everything. Problem? Of course not, it's your money. Anyway, I'm quite excited about it. Clearly. Such alchemy is not normally my strong suit. For all of Nyatsu's complaints about the cost, the base rye we're using is free. Now that is cheating. No other ingredients. I imagine it doesn't make much of a difference to the cost. Yes, at least someone around here is aware of the costs. Do I or do I not have more than enough money to cover everything 10 times over? Of course, but then I don't want to hear another word about it. The farmers have so much rye this year, they just couldn't use it all. Lorette made as much bread with it as she could, but she wound up having to throw a lot out. So why not make beer? Yeah. I wish you the best luck with it. Thank you! My god. This man. I love them already. What a mess. I'm happy for both of them. I'm glad that the brewing is going well, and the tinkering is going middlingly. Ooh. Ooh, so much painting. God, I'm so excited to see what this mural looks like. Oh, this is gonna be so nice. You appreciate Nazis? That plan that goes down to Venezuela? Yep. Look, could you get more Italian if you tried? Is there anything important in here? Agnes. Good evening, Magdalene. Oops. I assume... He could be wearing gold. Well, if Bolus can afford coffee and cinnamon, he might even be able to afford gold. You know? Magdalene. Schultz seems to still be doing well for himself. Honestly, the whole town's doing well for itself. I'm surprised the town is doing this well. But I'm happy for it. And let's have a nice... Alright, where to begin? How popular is tomato sauce 60 years into the Colombian exchange, actually? I don't know. We can try and find out. Let's see. 16th century. I don't think that's going to help. My guess is that it's probably not super... that it's gonna take a little bit later. I don't know that I'll be able to find anything. Never mind. Let's see. Della Storia Materia Medicinale by Petrus. Wonder if that's gonna say... Bill. I wanna find this. Sorry, chat. Right. So, Google Scholar Search, right? We just find something here. Post-colonial culinary cultural studies, which already sounds great. But, although long, another citation here traced the first recipe for a tomato-based sauce in Italian cuisine back to the mid-16th century text, Della Storia Materia Medicinale by Petrus Andreas Mattiolus. We've got a primary text. I wonder if we're able to... I want to go back to regular Google for this. And this is just going to end up... This isn't just going to get me the text. This is... We can at least find out who this is. Let's see. De Materia Medica appeared in 1544 in Venezia. Alright, so it's just starting to show up, but as a medical Yep, looks like it is about to show up. As at least one of the first recipes in Italy for a tomato-based sauce in a medicinal botanical text. 11 years. Well, no. 1 year. The first edition of it shows up 1 year after the game. So, that at least gives us something to work with. Right? That gives us something to work with there, in that we certainly don't have particular written evidence for tomatoes being widespread popular quite yet, but thanks to print culture and the rapid dissemination of medical botanical texts, recipes are about to start cropping up. I should write to Esther. I think this is an anachronism, sadly. And I'm pretty sure 16th century letters still follow the old way of doing this, which is so and so sends to, or I guess, yeah, so and so sends to such and such XYZ things, or to blah blah blah, titles, your unworthy servant, such and such, the author's name here, sends goodwill and greetings, and then the text of the letter. Right, that's the way it works in medieval letters, quite common as like our standard. I don't know if in the 16th century it just swapped over to the way we understand letters now. Dad sends his regards to your parents like usual. I spent the last few days collecting oak galls with Sister Gertrude. I don't suppose you have the chance to do that in Prague. Sister Gertrude has been teaching me how to grind them into a smooth ink. Yes. It's difficult work, but you'll find no better ink anywhere in Bavaria. I'll send it along a bottle with this letter. Oh, did I mention? Dad started a new project. He's painting a mural of Tassing's history in our new Rathaus to memorialize the revolt. Smooth ink. The whole family has me thinking about my own family history. Past, present, and future. Aww. I want to stay in Tassing forever. It's a quaint place to grow up, but I'm 20 now. Aww. The printing shop has been with the family for years. Looking forward to taking it over. Of course, Dad will keep running it until he can't pull the levers anymore, but I'll take over sooner or later. I know! The painting on the wall is so sad. True. True. More profitable. No. Ace Icon, Magdalene Drucker. Christ, you would not believe how annoying Ertz is. I think his mom is under the impression he's been courting me. I think he might be under the impression he's been courting you. Can you imagine? And yes, before you break the nib off your pen, I will come visit you in Prague, I promise. I'll try to make time to visit before winter. Life has been bustling here. Dad's been busy with the Rathaus mural, so I've taken over in the workshop. Spooky. I'm sure it'll be a sight to behold once it's finished. You missed the... I know. You missed... Well... Emma, you missed... me and Andreas making the exact same face at the exact same time. For the exact same reason. Because what do we really expect? But yeah, we're doing all of Act 3 today, so strap in. Right back to me soon. All my love. Magda. God, it's beautiful. How long is Act 3? I have been assured that it is... The couple of my friends who both played it both said about 3 hours if you play straight. So, you know, we'll be here for like another 5 hours, give or take. Is the call worker object on the wall? I have no idea. I have no idea what this object on the wall is. I love that the numbers keep going up. Also, yes, reminder chat, if you have not yet, do make sure you give your daily allotment for the, Hello, Magdalene. Do make sure you give your, daily allotment for the cosplay stream. Because, you know, everyone wants that to happen, because Andreas Mahler is just me, with better eyesight and more artistic inclination. It's late. I should get some rest soon. Sleep, hat, sleep, hat, sleep. Ah! Dad? Dad? Magdalene. What the hell? No, 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 no. We talked about this. Josh, we talked about this. You know what I just said? Not 20 minutes ago. He was... God damn it, Josh. I was experimenting with a new Italian tomato sauce. True. Come on. That was extreme. I saw the death flags coming. He was like... God damn it. We're so gonna murder someone for this. We're gonna get the actual person this time, I swear to God. I'm sick of all these murders. Hashtag short stream. Well, good night. Yep. Alright, okay. No, we are still going to finish. There's Christmas cookies to make. Look, I know that the murder happened, but I also know there's Christmas cookies, and it is the season, we've got to get there. I'll hold out at least till the Christmas cookies. Well, now do a compliment. Alright, alright. So... Compliment, is... No, we're going to murder someone in the game, obviously. The compliment is that they've been, like, super, super good throughout this game, on the... right, really understanding how much, like, gender agency there has been, and, like, you know, it's... The fact that Magdalene just knows that she's gonna take over the print shop, and is like, yeah, that's fine, that's good. We love that. That is how it should, that is 100% right for all this works, and so many quote-unquote historical games, Kingdom Come Deliverance, just don't. Just, like, don't understand that. And so, the fact that we get that is very cool. Good morning, Carosolis. Welcome to Murder. Thank God the countdown falling on that paper could have gone the Andreas route. Like a huge nerd. Exactly. Dad! Magdalene. What happened? Are you alright? You're bleeding. Someone came into the house. They hit me over the head. I'll go get Dr. Schultz. Try not to move, Dad. Magdalene, it's not safe. Whoever attacked me. The wound is too deep for me to take care of on my own. We need Dr. Schultz. Magdalene, be careful. He's not dead yet. I will. I'll be right back. I promise. Nate, how is it taking this many hours? Night. He's alive. Oh, thank God. Thank God. He's fine. He's fine. Thank you, Josh. He's fine. I thought we're gonna have to be done. Do you know why anyone want to attack you, Klaus? No, maybe someone didn't like one of the books I sold them. Well, he's making jokes. We're fine. Are you sure you didn't see a shadow and hit your head on the printing press? Come on, Jorg. You saw the workshop. Somebody was looking for something. A burglar? In Tassing? That's preposterous. Yeah, because it's a murderer, Thomas. Well, if it wasn't an attack, then what was it? Enough. It was a deliberate blow to the head. Unless any of you wish to debate my diagnosis. No, of course not. No. As I thought. Truthfully, Klaus, I'm surprised the blow didn't kill you. You have a strong skull. It's a grave injury, Magdalene. You'll need to help take care of your father. I will. Whatever I need to do. Good. Of course, the mural will have to be called off now, Klaus. You absolutely cannot get out of bed. No, it has to be done. This is too important. Just give me some time to rest. I'll find a way to make it work. I don't think we need to cancel the entire project. Can't we just wait? Klaus, your health comes first. Anyway, we haven't even been able to agree on what the mural should be. Dude, it might be best to abandon the entire idea. Oh yeah, what happened to Big Georg's eye? Managed just to sums up in a word, but yeah, a lens connect whacked him. With respect, Father Thomas, you are not on this council. Yes, just... Why are you involved in the discussions then, Thomas? If you ain't on the council, why the heck does your opinion have any weight? Just... I can paint the mural. Right. For anyone who missed it, Lance Connects are extremely fancy mercenaries in early modern Imperial Germany. And most of them just run around as, like, Nepo babies, but some of them are actually deeply scary and have absolutely bonkers lives. What? Mags, quit joking around. Well, I know you want to help your dad, but aren't you too young for something this big? 20. Older than us, and he's on the town council. Just rolled. Absolutely rolled. God, this stream is just dunking. This stream is 100% just dunk on Utz, the stream. Yes, I do. I do plenty for the town. Painting a mural this large and complicated will take a lot of skill and expertise. Paul, you can help. So? So that's why we were having your dad make it. He's been making art forever. I agree with Paul. Klaus needs home care. You're best suited for that, Magdalene, not a mural. What is that supposed to mean? Well, are you sure you're up for it? Physically, I mean. It's quite demanding. You'd be up on scaffolding and could fall. Right, I can see where this is going. Are you not listening to me? Interesting. Oh, super interesting. Small detail. This looks like it might be just an ink error, but I don't think it is. We have black boldface type, so instead of stamping it, everyone else, strong words are in blue or green or red. It really looks to me like we have black print boldface. Hello, Tisha. You have caught up with the stream at last. True. We nearly ended stream right before you showed up because if Klaus had died, I would have just walked away. Right? Look, the amount of work that goes into the dialogue, just, like, formatting-wise, and animation-wise, is bonkers. Y'all are insane. But if that's actually doing just, like, black boldface as its, extra work, it's wild. Suppose I shouldn't be surprised. You can second-guess me all I want, but Dad knows what it takes. I can do it, Dad. If you don't trust Magdalene to do the mural, to hell with a lot of you. Klaus! If you don't trust her, you don't trust me. I'll never do any work for this council again. Alright. I say we let her. It doesn't look like we have much of a choice. Very well. Alright, Magdalene, you can do it. Yeah, let's go. But you still need to talk to us about what you're doing, alright? Thanks, Magdalene. Hello. Hello. You see, I've missed some stuff. Yeah, just, you know, attempted murder. Rest up, Klaus. I'll do my best, Georg. Magdalene, just a moment. Boo. Look, the outfits in this game are perfect. Yes, what is it? Your father is lucid right now, but his injury is severe. His current demeanor is misleading. I know the injury is severe, Werner. I saw all the blood. Magdalene, there is damage to his brain. He may have a few weeks, maybe even a few months left. But he's not going to survive. No, can't we take him to see a surgeon? No, he can't be moved in this condition. In fact, he shouldn't move at all. Even if he could, I don't think the finest Italian surgeons would know how to deal with trauma like this. So he's just going to die? And there's nothing I can do about it? You can make him comfortable and you can enjoy the time you have left. But time will run out before long. Yeah, I mean, there are successful brain surgeries from head trauma, even severe head trauma, but honestly, it's down to luck. Dad needs to be able to see the mural in its finished form. But I don't know how much time he has left. Werner said it could be a few months, or... God protect him. I'll pick up where Dad left off. He wanted to paint the history of Tassing, from its earliest days to the revolt. I'll start with the earliest part of Tassing's history, the pagan tribes and the... Then I'll move on to the founding of the Abbey and Tassing Saints. After that, I should find a way to represent our recent history. Depicting the revolt is important to Dad. People in Tassing might know some of the town's history, but not all of it. Dad said the library in Kirsau had those records. He was going to write to the last prioress to see if she had any information. I should write to her now while I'm thinking about it. Wait, we're just going to write to Illuminata and see if she happens to have any information. Oh boy. Alright, where to begin? Dad told me the last prioress at Kirsau knew something about the old history of Tassing. He said she became the abbess to a convent in Bologna. Mother Illuminata? Yes, at Santa Margherita. I should write to her. Small town in the Republic of Genoa, along the coast of the Ligurian Sea. Yeah, Kirsau's no longer a thing. Mother Illuminata, abbess of Santa Margherita, formerly prioress of Kirsau Abbey. Did we talk about the Nymphium inscriptions last stream? We saw it 2 streams ago. We saw the... You were acquainted with my father. He bought many books from the library before that terrible fire consumed the place. I am writing because my father and I are creating a mural in the Tassing Rathaus. It's going to tell the history of our community and of Kirsau as well. We have only legends and folklore, since of course all of Kirsau's books were destroyed in the fire. Like the cool dude you are, you got the Hattafrog tattooed on your arm. Beautiful. We love. I was hoping you would tell us something about the early history of the town, when the Romans were here. If you know anything about the early history of the Abbey itself, we would also be glad to hear of it. We would appreciate any help you could give us, and we hope you are well. highly of your piety and intellect. God bless you, Magdalene. I assume that'll affect what information we get out of Illuminata. If I want to finish the mural before Christmas, I should start planning tomorrow. I should head to bed and get... Wow, that's got... I know, right? That Historia Tassier that got stolen in Act 1 would be great to have. I want to see the scandal. Give me the scandalous gossip. Let's bug Martin about that, see if fake Martin knows anything about real Martin's books. But then again, we didn't find out that fake Martin is actually fake Martin, so I don't know whether we'll actually get anything. But we can try. Well, yeah, I guess... Panic. Okay, jeez. Jeez, okay. The Reich postman. Ah, Mr. Struckred, I have a few letters here addressed to you. Yes, the Royal Post. Take care now. Thank you, sir. God, look at that birding on that horse. Mother Illuminata wrote back to me. I hope her response helps me paint the mural. Mistress Druckeren, thank you for your letter. I hope this reply finds you and your father in good health. I remember you both as your father would carry you between the rows of our library in its final years. Yes. Yes, but, it's Reich, as in, the Realm Post. Right. You're correct, it's more accurate to say it's the Imperial Post because it's the Imperial House of Habsburg that's funding it, but it's the Realm Post. I also remember your late mother and brother. God keep their souls. While we did have some books that discussed Tassing's past, it's likely they were as mythological as what your neighbors believe. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tilman Kreutzer, read about the history of the town. I know he died during... Oh, Till died? Died during the revolt, but perhaps his family knows some of what he learned. I should also say that it's not true that all of Kiersaal's books were destroyed by the fire. Till was so nice, though. I loved him. Andreas Mahler managed to save some from the flames. God rest his soul. In the aftermath of that terrible night, cataloging and preserving the surviving books was not at the top of any of our minds. Let's go, Andreas! Even so, this topic has stirred a memory within me. I wonder, would Sabina then have the books that Andreas saved? Several years before the fire, there was a death at Kiersaal, the murder of Baron Rothvogel. He had mentioned something about finding a copy of Historia Tassier, a comprehensive chronicle of your home. I'd forgotten about it until now because the murder dominated all of our thoughts in the days and weeks that followed. It troubles me now because I recall that the late Father Matthias was also reading a copy of Historia Tassier shortly before he died. We never accounted for either book's whereabouts. They may have been hidden somewhere in the library and went up with everything else. Perhaps Friar Ferenc took it from the Baron after the murder. No, Martin stole it. We know. Ferenc had an interest in books of all sorts, of course, but it seems like an odd thing to do in the moment. Then again, only God knows what he did and why he did it. Miklaus Hebela, the Baron's manservant, believes it may have been stolen by the town thief, Martin Bauer. If Martin is still alive, I would ask him if he knows where the book is. Hopefully he didn't trade it for a mug of beer on his way out of Tassing. Oh, the sass! The sass! Is the Historia Tassier just this game's lost Aristotle book? A little bit. There's no really good reason why Sabina Mahler would have the books. But that would be my best guess as to what happened to them if they were just shipped off. If, with the rest of Andreas' possessions, they were just shipped off back to Nuremberg. Exactly, Magistressa. That sums up Illuminata's emotion right now. If the man has passed from this world, perhaps his family knows where the book wound up. As for the history of the Abbey, I fear that was also lost in the blaze. However, as sacristan, Prior Matthew, appointed official in the monastery, responsible for maintaining the sacristy, where vestments and objects used in ceremonies are kept. The sacristan is also often the treasurer. Hey, Matthew's looking great. Prior Matthew learned a great deal about the subject. I have not kept in contact with him, but I know he is now the Archdeacon of Sion. Once a free imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire, Sion became the capital of Valais when the canton joined the Swiss Confederacy following the Swabian War in 1499. He is no longer a Benedictine, but uses his family name, Faucigny-Sceaux. Dang! If you write to him soon, your letter may reach him before snow covers Valais, a canton in the Swiss Alps. Valais became an associate member of the Swiss Confederation in 1529. Now more Winston Payne than... Please convey my best wishes to your father. He was a good friend to the Abbey in its better years. Despite the violence that occurred, I hold no ill will towards anyone from Tassing. I pray that you have seen better days since that night, and that God forgives the many errors we made. God bless you as well. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margherita. Oh, Esther wrote to me as well. My dear Magda, my parents were glad to hear from your father. Please tell him they wish to hear from him soon. Speaking of printing, your ink was well received indeed. I've made several prints with it. They look lovely on the wall. Elisha has taken to making his own ink from scraps found around the house after he saw yours. Mother was furious when he spent several pfennings trying to find a lapis. Oh my god. Wow. Just trying to buy lapis lazuli to make better bluing. She said to scrubbing the floors for it. Took her 3 days. I'm glad you're keeping busy, even though it keeps you from visiting. Father says we'll have room whenever you decide to make an appearance. And if you do take over the shop in Tassing, you'll have to make visits to Prague for supplies. Who knows, maybe you'll meet someone here. I've made a good match, too. Before the explosion, there was a handsome man at synagogue, Simund, who caught my eye. His father is a merchant, and he's a doctor. He went to the University of Padua. Can you believe it? Now, Riley, this is a Jewish family. We need different swears. Sadly, right, there is a throwaway mention there of expulsions. What is the actual date on that? There unfortunately was an expulsion. Let's see. Expulsion of the Jewish population of Prague, 1500s. 1542. The one reference here occurred in 1542. It was a short-lived expulsion, but the Jewish population almost immediately returned and did quite well for itself for a couple of decades until the 1560s, when there was another expulsion. They came back a few years later and continued to do very well for themselves until the 20th century. So yeah, there was anti-Semitic violence, but Prague, compared to Basel or any of the cities of Spain, or even other cities in Germany, Prague was one of the towns where the violence is less severe, and even in the 17th century, as the city gets forcibly re-Catholicized, they do quite well for themselves, relatively speaking. You know, Poland's probably the only country, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth is probably the only country in early modern Europe that has a more vibrant Jewish population than Bohemia, but still. Yeah, they're being pretty blasé about it. I'd quite like to marry him. If I can find him again. Anyway, I think you could have even better luck than me. The place would swoon at a beautiful blonde artist from the Alps. Please keep us abreast of your father's mural. We'll have to come see it when it's finished. Blessings, Esther. I'll have to write Esther back tonight. I should head home and check on Dad. Hey Dad, how are you feeling? Magdalene. Sitting upright is still a struggle, I'm afraid. The dizziness makes my stomach churn, so I'd rather not eat at the moment. Are you sure? I can bring up something light, like milk or broth. No, I can't stomach anything just yet. But tell me, where are you off to? I need to get started on the first part of the mural today, the old history. Mother Illuminata didn't know much about Tassing's early history, but she did give me a few places to start. I'm going to ask Black Till if his grandfather told him any stories. Illuminata said he used to read about the Romans. Mother Illuminata, Magdalene. Right. Yes, Mother Illuminata. Your Kreutzer has mentioned those tales from time to time, yes. He goes by to borrow books now and then. Usually when I found some interesting old ruin out in the fields. You might ask him about that. Peter's always harumphed about how no one paid attention to the old ways anymore, too. I'm sure I'll have some stories to tell about old Tassing. You might stop to talk to him. Didn't think I can hurt. It's worth asking. He's an old man, Magdalene. He'll enjoy the company either way. Alright, I'll talk to him too if I have time. You might talk to Smokey, too. The old charcoal burner seems to know more about what's in the woods around town than anybody else. That, and he's a known gossip. I know something about the ruins. Holy shit, Peter's still around. Yes. You may hear something worth your while at any rate. Now I'll go talk to him. What about the ruins or the mines? I can't just use books and stories alone. Just for whatever's left over from the Romans and before. The salt mines and Roman ruins are the oldest parts of Tassing, so it only makes sense to see what they left behind. Nah, you can take after your mother. She was always thorough in her research. You always said that's what good artists do, Dad. Be careful, alright? I know the twins mess around near the salt mine, but I don't like you getting hurt. I don't know why York doesn't keep them in line. Always making trouble, those two. True. Look, both of these options are brilliant. Both of these options are brilliant. I think that. Don't start that, Magdalene, or I might expect you to join the poor Claras. Don't forget your other chores while you're running out of town, alright? We still have a household to run. Don't worry, I'll get everything done. That's my girl. Better get going if I want to do all of that today. I'll see you later, Dad. Good luck, Magdalene. Okay. We have so much to do. Holy moly. Okay. We need to... Okay, we can't write to people yet. That's good. Okay. What are our options? Also, who are we? Beautiful. Magdalene has a broad understanding of Greek, Roman, Egyptian, etc. myths and German heroic tales. Let's go. I assume that's from the book Andreas got her? Right, I assume that option is affected by whatever book Andreas got us last time. Magdalene's proficient with balancing numbers and general accounting of data and information. Magdalene is skilled at stinging, countering, and other ways deflating people in conversation. Magdalene is familiar with the most popular common books of the day. So trivia, almanacs, common knowledge, and scatological stories. Alright. Alright, so we have that. God, we've got so many people to talk to. We've got the Kreutzes, we've got the Gärtner farm. We don't have... And Kurosawa was burned to a crisp. Okay. Nice. Nice. Esther Sommerfeld. Is there been any progress with finding out who the thread puller is? Oh, yes. I have a very good guess. At least, if not who the thread puller themselves is, who's been writing the notes. Because, here's the list, here's the information we know. 1. The thread puller is stupid highly educated. 2. The thread puller is someone who cannot be a suspect from any of the previous investigations. 3. A book written by the thread puller was found in Kurosawa's library and was damaged by fire. That means that they are not someone who is local, but someone who moved here probably shortly after said fire. Right, the quality of print suggests a clerical background. There's only one person. Right, Father Thomas told us last time that Sister Amelie used to be in a convent elsewhere in Lower Bavaria, but a mob got a bit ahead of... A mob didn't see her visions as visions, but rather as, witchcraft. And so the abbey she was at burned down. After that, Father Thomas and Sister Amelie moved to Tassing. Now, obviously, Sister Amelie can't be delivering the notes on the grounds of she's in anchoress. The only person who's in regular contact with Sister Amelie is Father Thomas. So those two are in cahoots. I don't know who's in charge, but I'm like 90% confident that one or both of them is in charge of this whole operation. I don't know why. Given the way Thomas has been acting, right, of, you shouldn't make the mural. Don't do it. And then conveniently, immediately gets bonks Klaus over the head after Klaus says he doesn't want to do it. Right, I actually don't know that Thomas did it, but, right, Thomas was the only one who expressed great frustration at, yes, you absolutely should not do it. We know Amelie and Thomas are both involved with the thread puller. Says you don't do it, Klaus says no, I'm going to do it anyway. Klaus immediately got sponked over the head. Let's just say things don't look good for Father Thomas right now. God. Like, could he have done anything more suspicious than, don't do it. I'm gonna do it anyway. Well, we'll just resort to murder. Now you can't do it. Right, the timing on that is real suspicious. Magda. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Till. Do you have a moment? Of course, what do you need? It says you've been obsessed with your painting. Well, duh. I'm looking into the early history of Tassing for the first part of the mural. Mother Illuminata said your grandfather read about the history of the town. Yeah, fertile fields, that is. Seemed like old pot shards and land trivia were all he ever... God. Till is a man after my own heart. Or all he ever talked about. All Granddad's readings came from the Abbey's library, though. And you know what happened there. Poof. Up in smoke. So, you don't have any of his old books? Only a few. Grandad tried to buy some when the Abbey fell in hard times, but they were too expensive. But I can show you something better than books. Don't keep me in suspense. Did your dad ever teach you patience? I'm trying to build up some anticipation here. Right, so we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots and animals, bricks from what looked to be an old forge, mountains of salt. Found a little bear carved from... Yo. Where did you find all this stuff? It's not just me. Carl finds things. Fabian, too. Any farmer would tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields under the dirt. Let me find... Amber, bear, and... They're so cute. The... Hang on. I need to find you this... The little friends. Found a bear made out of amber? Look at him. It may not look exactly like that, right? It may look more like this one instead. But yes, the forbidden gummy bear. Notably, these wildly predate the Romans. Let's be clear. Central European bronze bear pendants are going to be Mesolithic, Neolithic, and Bronze Age. They wildly predate the Romans. In the 16th century, there's no conception of, that. There is a before the Romans understood, but it's all a vague paganism, and all the typologies that let us get more accurate dates are not existing yet. So saying a little bear found in amber is, things the old pagans left behind is fair, even if they may recognize that they are not, if they're Germanic peoples who predate the Romans, they don't have any conception of exactly how long back 3,500 years is. Can't go one season without turning something. Where are you keeping these things? Nowhere. We just toss them into piles with the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but can't do much of anything with the stuff except look at it. What do you think it all means? I don't follow. What do you think they were like? No. Guess I never really thought about it. They seem like regular people. Their remains all look like ours. Tools and weapons are rougher, but not badly made. Little carvings and ceramic critters aren't so different from the things Eva made for us. Huh. I suppose I expected them to be more strange. Because they weren't Christians? No doubt they were coarse, but they don't seem especially violent. Not like the church says. Not so different from today, really. Did the pagans start the mine? They had to have, I'd say. Most people think it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out what was already there. Huh. Black Till is separating Romans and pagans. Huh. That's why Tassing was so important to the Romans in the first place. Salt. I've always wondered why they settled in such a small alpine town. Do you think there's anything left of the pagans down there? I don't know. But anything they left would have to be better preserved than what we dig out of the fields. Is he associating Romans with... Exactly, it seems like he's associating Romans with 3rd century or later after the conversion of St. Moritz. Romans. Spooky. But yeah, it would be the righty, yeah. Magdalene, tell me you weren't thinking of going down there. There's stuff that can help me with the mural. Yeah. Yeah. Magdalene! That mine is hundreds of years old. You could break your neck just getting in there. Orpheus made it back from the underworld, didn't he? I'll be fine. Maybe so, but he mocked the gods and failed in his quest, Magdalene. Don't take him as an example. God, I love this. Imagine how your dad would feel if you got hurt. Doesn't have to know. You won't tell him, right? Not lying to your fathers, you can put yourself in harm's way. Now, you're a clever girl, so I don't think you'll find a way in if you set your mind to it. But I can't help you, Magdalene. It'd break your father's heart if something happened to you. It's fine. I understand. Good. This pagan history wasn't really what I expected. The past never is. You think all this pagan stuff will make it in the mural? I can bring over some of the things the boys and I... Yes! Yes! Do it! I'm glad you're taking an interest, Magdalene. I thought no one cared about the pagans but me and Granddad. I should warn you, if you do head into the forest, keep an eye out for the Lord's men. They're strict. Worse now than they used to be. I'll be careful. Until tomorrow. Until then. Yes! He is so based. Hello, Eva. Magda, darling. Utz isn't here, I'm afraid. Oh, I wasn't looking for him. No? You sure? I think he wandered off towards the rat house. God damn it. Think about the council, but if you ask me, I think he's looking for you. I'm sorry to disappoint him. He'll recover once he learns you've dropped by. He's always working on town council business these days, and he's still working at mastering carpentry too. I suggested a few years ago that he take up an apprenticeship, but he was determined to remain in Tassing. I think he's more comfortable here, even if that means he'll never be the craftsman Otto was. I'll help him how I can, but there's only so much I know how to do. Besides, I think he feels like he's taking care of me, instead of the other way around. Funny how time does that. Do you ever miss Otto? Every day. I see him in the little things Utz does. The way he smiles, or how he laughs. I miss my husband, but I'm proud of Utz. He is growing into a capable young man. I'm excited to see him grow into a husband and father. He'll make a wonderful partner. If he ever grows up like this, he still acts like a boy. Oh, that's the way of men. The Lord gave them lofty spirits that need to exert themselves. No, Eva. Nope. Nope. Give it time, Magdalene. You'll see. All men are tempered by marriage. If you say so. Anyway, I'm sure you have things to do. I'll let you get back to them. Always good to see you, Magda. You too, Eva. Nope. Oh, hey, we're going to ignore you, okay? Hey, Ursula. Boo! Ursula! Tell me I converted you to paganism last time. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Matilda. Hello, Voice Love. How are you two? Very well. The Lord has blessed us more than we deserve. And how are you, Magdalene? I was worried with you keeping the house and the workshop all on your own. Let me bring by some soup for you and your father. I've hardly had a moment to cook a hot meal. Between your father, the shop, and the mural, I'm surprised you're not dead on your feet. Well, I at least left the monastery. He's very lucky to have such a devoted daughter. And before you worry about imposing, you're not. Taking care of our neighbors is how Tilda and I serve Tassing. Our vocation may have changed, but our gratitude to God and the town has not. We've always been so dedicated to the town. Your neighbors took care of us in difficult times. Yeah, Sometimes those days feel like another lifetime. A harder time, to be sure. The Benedictines are anything like the poor Clares. We have lived simple lives of devotion, but not that simple. I'm given to understand they don't make art in the convent now. Such a shame, in that beautiful workshop. In any case, a nun's vows include dedication to a simple life with all the challenges that entails. But I struggled with my vows, my discipline. I couldn't live as my sisters did. I broke my vows, as did Voislav. You fell in love. We did. Well, I seduced her. You certainly did not. Are you telling young Magda here that you seduced me, then? Voislav, please. So you left the Abbey. Well, we were found out, but our secret was kept. Still, the matter ate at my heart. That, and being falsely accused of murdering the old Baron terrified you, and rightly so. We all must account for our sins, Magdalena. I was afraid I would count for mine sooner than I thought. Those were the hardest years of my life. I repented and prayed to God to absolve me. But the Lord always provides, even in the darkest days. The Abbey's destruction gave us a second chance. Must be strange to leave that life. Well, I will admit, it's been strange not being able to enter the convent. I miss the sisters terribly some days, but truthfully, it's been a relief not to be constrained by my vows. The Lord forgives more readily than man, Magdalene. Never think that you must remain in a place that causes you to sin, even if others think of it as godly. You both deserve it. Only by the grace of God are we in this life together. May it be many more years before we part. God willing. Anyway, Magdalene, I'll send that soup over to you shortly. God bless you both. God bless you, Magda. God bless. Hey, Andre, how are you doing? Hello, Magdalene. How is Klaus? Rassia and I are very worried. Not well, Andre. May God look after you both. We've had enough tragedy in this town. Has Gertrude been by to see him? I trust her over that doctor. He's not reliable. He's all Dad and I have. I don't know what to do. Did our bro get married? Voislav and Matilda got married. They're adorable. Well, Magdalene, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't gossip. If there's anything Rassi and I can do for you, let us know. I will. Thank you for your kindness, Andre. It's nothing. I owe your father more than I can say. Take care, Magdalene. Hi, Rassi. We've not had a chance to meet. I love your outfit. Hello, Mr. Struckeren. How is Klaus? Andre and I have been terribly worried. The spirits are high, but he still gets headaches and spells of dizziness. Oh, Andre also got married. They're also adorable. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Andre is always ready to provide. He and Klaus have been friends for a long time. Yeah, mind, you weren't born in Tassing, am I? No, I'm originally from Innsbruck. How did you arrive here? The twists of providence are sudden and unpredictable. I was but a young girl selling all manner of wares on the market, pots and the ilk. One day this man appears to the stall, all jitters and nerves, stammering over his words, but charming, in a way. We spoke at length. I was intrigued and soon enamored, as if a candle had been lit. Andre is a man of talent and means, after all, blessed with a kind soul. Frightening, to be sure, leaving Innsbruck, my friends and family behind. But it was exciting as well, going off to find new opportunities and build a new life. There wasn't much I had to look forward to in Innsbruck. Few prospects for a poor girl. Yaw. I couldn't see myself sitting at the market continuing to sell odds and ends. Sometimes there are risks we just have to take. I'm glad you found happiness here. We all struggle in this world, but the moments of joy outweigh the bad. It's how God has set the world, benevolence guiding us, His benevolence guiding us through it all. I feel I've been blessed, and it's not been all bad for Andre either. I assist him with the bookkeeping side of the smithy and other things. But Mark is talking well. I'm a fair bit more comfortable with numbers than Andre, to say the least. I can't tell you any true answers. I hope I provided some encouragement. Don't forget, you are important as well and deserve to live your life. Alright. I have to assist Andre with a few things. Be well, Magdalene. Until later, Teresa. Oh boy. Get the firm. Hi, York. Peter! Hello, Peter. Can I talk to you for a moment? What's that? I was wondering if you could tell me some of the stories about Tassing. Oh, the old tales, huh? Well, it's been so damn long since anyone had a thought to ask me about what I know. But there's still a few of the old tales knocking about in this skull. Look, this man's mind makes a pretzel. Even before the Romans came to Tassing? Of course there are. They're always weren't the first ones to live here, you know. There are spirits older than the saints that live in these woods, older than the Romans. They protected Tassing before St. Moritz ever set a blessed foot in town. What spirits only cause trouble? Spoiling milk, making livestock sick? Things like that. Do, yes, but who do you think beats the spirits off? Us? What can farmers do against spirits, eh? It's Perchta and her wild hunt that scare them evil ones away. We protect our Tassing since its founding day. Long before those Romans, our ancestors roamed these mountains under a great chieftain called Rightus. Hey look, there's the Righty. Now, folk weren't as kind as they are now, and the tribes fought one another for the best lands. The old chieftain was a yellow-bellied coward who neglected the old gods. He was too proud to make offerings. True. Chat, can we get a Merry Cringe in chat for all the evil spirits? Because of him, the gods favored other tribes. Righteous people had no land to call their own. Instead, they wandered through these mountains and valleys, hunting and gathering what they could to survive. One day, when winter was approaching, Righteous went hunting and found a wounded wolf tangled in a trap. But instead of killing the beast, as most men would, he held the beast and loosed it from its bounds. Was the wolf a spirit in disguise? Of course not. Wolves are wolves, girl. Spirits don't need the skin of animals for their power. Still, you got the sense of the thing. The gods are keen to repay favors done, and Perchta is the goddess of the wild hunt. Winter-related Perchta lore. Wolves are her animals. She leads the wild hunt, and the wolves lead the hunts of the forest. Back in my day, folk knew it was bad luck to kill a wolf. Now I'm the only one who remembers these things. Perchta saw Righteous action and took favor on him, and told the wolf to lead the chief to her sacred spring. Righteous led his people to the spring and claimed it for his homeland, and we've been in this valley ever since. Then those goddamned Romans came and destroyed everything, but you see, there were other gods protecting this place before St. Moritz. It's why a few of us still honor Perchta. She protects us against witches and fiends. Oh boy. Yeah, see, that sounds. This is all right, chat. I hear you. This is a good way to make everybody except Ursula mad. Alright, good. Nice to know I can still be of some use in this town. What about the Romans? Do you know any Roman legends of Tassing? Roman legends? I don't bother with stories from outsiders, or tales of gods that aren't our own. Now, Frau Perkta, I don't think is a pre-Christian god, but that's fine. The Romans did nothing but conquer our people and destroy this town. We spent generation after generation building Tassing back up from those days. And still our traditions keep dying, with no one to carry them on. Only Ursula's giving a damn about them these days. I'm asking about them right now. Well, I don't know shit about the Romans anyway. Alright. I have a lot to think about. Thank you for sharing your stories with me, Peter. At least someone wants to listen to me. Little Ursula used to sit by me years ago and listen to everything about the old customs. Too busy for that now, of course. You might talk to her. She might remember more than I do now. We used to listen to the widow, too. Old Attilia knew about the old ways than any of us. I'm tired. Talking so much has made my jaw ache. I'll leave you to rest then. God bless you, Peter. Alright, Ursula, let's go. Let's go, Ursula. Nah. How have you been? Ursula. Alright. Spicy folk religion, let's go. Hey Baltus, wanna help me with something? Aw, tragic. Baltus doesn't want to help me with anything. You're going to make very different choices, Ray Ursula. That outhouse is beautiful. It's so fancy. No. Kraft is Lucky's grandson. Gotcha. Okay. Who's next? What's next? Smokey? Smokey's next, I think. Yeah. Smokey and then the salt mine. Whee! And I guess we can ask Martin if there's anything relevant over here. I wonder how we're going to persuade Martin to do anything. Hey, Martin. Morning, Magdalene. How's Klaus? Enduring. Even when spirit is blurred, he keeps a cheerful heart. I don't know what life would be like without him. Klaus is a good man, Magdalene. Tassing is a better place thanks to him. He's one of the few in Tassing who hasn't been on my back all this time. What do you mean? Don't pretend like you haven't heard. Townsfolk have whispered shit about me for years. Well, yeah, because... So what if I occasionally get into a few brawls? I'm an honest man. I wasn't involved with what happened to Otto Zimmerman. I supported his cause. I've pulled my weight around here, tilled the soil, salted the meats, provided for Brigitte and Kraft. I've done enough back-breaking work for this family. Can't a man just have a goddamn rest? I believe you, Martin. You seem like you could use respite. Damn right. Right, I've lost enough time to this as it is. Time for you to go. Wait, I almost forgot the reason I came to you. I'm trying to learn about the history of Tassing. Me? What do I know about history? Well, the Illuminata told me you borrowed a book of Mother Illuminata? No, you mean one of the old nuns from the convent. Sure, book. Might have taken it back then. That was a lifetime ago. I can't remember the book or what I did with it. Those years are a blur. Probably threw it away somewhere, or left it at home. Wouldn't have been much for me to do with the book. I can't read. Too unique for me to have sold too. No one outside Tassing cares about its history anyway. Thanks. Uh-huh. There is nothing else. I've got work to do. Oh no. Oh god. It's so spicy. I'm going to try and be nice to him. Nope. We just said he needs a break. We just said he needs a break. Magdalene, how are you keeping? Fine enough, given the circumstances. Are you getting enough rest? I know how hard it is to manage a house alone, and you have the shop and mural to worry about too. Remember Clara wishing she had the distraction. You might see her about helping you and your father through this difficult season. How is Klaus, by the way? Any improvement? The only people who've asked how I'm doing before asking about my dad. I know how it is to be the sole caregiver. Yourself disappears left behind the needs of the person you're looking after. I worry about you carrying that weight alone. I remember when my dad fell. We cared for him best we could, but those few months before he passed were a tough... Oh, I'm so sorry. Tough time for everyone. But I believe God will pull your dad through whatever the doctor says. We need him. Well, you're right. I'm at his mercy. God willing, amen. Have you thought about what you'll do if your dad doesn't come through this? I truly don't know. Best not to dwell on what we can't control. Your dad's fate is in God's hands, and if anyone in Tassing is beloved of him, it's your father. But you're a good girl, Magda. There are any number of families in Tassing who'd be happy to take you. You have someone in mind, don't you? I literally can't imagine who'd be alluding to. There's not a single young man of quality in this town. Not even young Ertz? He's about as subtle as his father. God rest Otto's soul. I miss him. We should go to meet him. Properly, I mean. He made an impression, that's for certain. No, the girls around town knew better than to moon after him, though. That didn't stop some of us. He was Eva's from the start. As Utz appears to be yours. Literal stonewall. If nothing ever comes of that, know that you're always welcome in my family, Magda. Kraft's a nice, hard-working boy. He's got a sharp mind. He can provide for a family. I'm not sure we're a good match. Just the complete... Not every marriage starts off on solid footing, but if you pray and work and trust in the Lord, you can find it in time. I like the gender history, but man, is this oof. Is this a big ol' oof. Right? Like, you're doing a really good job showing what the dominant discourse is, and how hard it is to resist that discourse, but also, oof. I think Magdalene Ursula would be the best. Now that's what we call a spicy ship. Now, believe me, I also think Ace Icon Magdalene is also a solid choice. I'm working out. How can you be sure a couple belongs together? God knows. He brings people together for a purpose. We don't need to understand it, only to have faith in Providence. In any case, I should get back to the chores. Remember what I said. Whatever happens, you're always welcome in my home. Oh, before I forgot, I actually have a question about an old book. Martin's supposed to have stolen it from that baron who was killed years ago. Do you know what happened to it? Oh. I hope this doesn't get into any trouble, but I still have it, hidden in a drawer. Martin left it behind when he ran off. Please. Why'd you keep it? What was I supposed to do? The Baron was killed soon after, and there I was, holding his stolen book. Please. I didn't want Martin to get in any more trouble than he was already in. I never read it, though. I don't read well. Can I have it? I don't know. I'd like to read it to my dad. That's a nice thought. It does seem like the kind of story Klaus would like. Oh, alright. I'd like to have nothing more to do with it, to be frank. It reminds me of difficult times. A stolen book of a dead nobleman in our home. Perhaps it spoiled our milk and turned our eggs all these years. Here you are. Please don't tell anyone I had this. Book. Ah, Historia Tassing. It's in Latin, which I don't read well. I'll puzzle over it in the evening. Thank you, Brigida. You've been a big help. Of course, Magda. Be well now. God bless. You too, Brigida. Until later. Yes! 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 We've got the book! Chat, we've been looking for this for so long. I have been looking for this book for 25 years. My beard has barely grown out in all this time. Andreas's beard grew up better than mine did. But we have it. We can finally see the spice. Václav. Hello. Is there something I can do for you? Knives need sharpening? I'm Magdalene Griffin. Are your friends Smokies? I'd like to think so. I'm Václav. Some spicy heresy. Let's go. I'm a tinker. I travel around and help people out with sharpening knives, little things like that. Druckerin. Are you a printer's daughter? My father and I are both printers. Do you sample the wares much? Often as I can. Václav, don't. You're going to get in trouble again. What's he talking about? Nothing, ignore him. Nothing? This one can't help but talk to people. Yes. Yes. He reads all sorts of books, talks to old folks, gets ideas brewing in his head. Now that doesn't bother old Smokey none. Bothers only other people a whole lot. Sounds like their problem, not his. Exactly. Sounds like there's nothing to worry about. Fine, you can run out here again, don't blame me. So, books? I need it. Sorry, chat. I need to eat something because my stomach is starting to rumble very loudly. So we're going to break up a Bavarian pretzel sticks. Pretzels. But I was so excited. I also have a sticky note here. Alright, let's do this. This would have been so juicy. Oh, damn it, Riley, you're right. Don't let me forget on the second playthrough, okay? Riley, this is a promise. Second playthrough, we're doing Reformation. The Eucharist, the bread and wine, body and blood of Christ. Holy Communion? What about it? More and more people are writing about rejecting transubstantiation. The idea that the bread and wine of the Eucharist literally becomes the body and blood of Christ. Here we go. Yes? Well, there are two ways to look at it. Okay? Oh, this man knows his stuff. Oh, this is so good. So, the people that are being referenced here, John Wycliffe and Jan Hus. Wycliffe is the older of the two, active in the later 14th century in England, translates the Bible into vernacular English, on the grounds that, spicy take, the Bible should be read by people and who are not prelates. This was way too spicy, and so he got in a lot of trouble. He also, was a heretic for other reasons, including the rejection of transubstantiation, but he's part of a larger movement in the later 14th century of Reform Catholicism that's kind of revisiting a lot of theology in light of increased access to Arabic, Aristotelian, and Neoplatonic sources earlier in the century. Jan Hus is active in Bohemia, which I expect is why is where Václav is picking him up from. Is the leader of the largest successful proto-Protestant revolt in Europe. So he gets executed. Well, I say the leader. He gets burned at the stake. The start of the revolt is his death, so I guess he isn't technically the leader. But anyway, he's a fire-brand preacher, active around 1402, 1403. In the 1410s, I think, he gets burned at the stake, causes a massive-ass revolt that basically establishes Bohemia as a non-Catholic Christian polity for like 200 years. It's wild, right? Bohemia and Moravia become just like a Hussite majority polity until like the Battle of White Mountain and the execution of large numbers of the Czech nobility. Yeah. Wycliffe lucked out because he died naturally before the church could execute him. That's based. But yeah, no, these are excellent references for non-Lutheran Reformed Catholic movements. We don't have any Albigensians right now, right? We don't have any Cathars, but we might get some later yet. One. Wycliffe and Hus. Using our eyes, our senses, there is nothing perceptible that changes in the character of the bread and wine. No, not at all. But for what reason would God place them outside of the compass of our understanding? Or would He place them outside the compass of our understanding? An act of faith. Blessed are those who have believed but have not seen. Oh, this man gets in trouble for being Romany. And then gets in trouble for his spicy takes. He's already been run out of town once. Transubstantiation canonized in Nicaea? It's one of the councils. I can never keep them straight. They're before the time period I care about. I think it's in like the 4th century though. It's still pretty early. Pre-Augustine, to be sure. Fair point. Good. You're starting to see. But there's a second point. Even if the bread and wine turn to Christ's blood and body, why is that necessary for spiritual communion? We are bound by flesh, attempting to reunite with the light of... Huh. That's Gnostic. That's Gnostic, that is. The act, the observance, unites our will with that. Is he using... That's why Christ is in blue. So, chat, there's a small thing that's been bugging me. Whenever Václav says Christ, he's saying it in blue instead of in red. Red is a standard one for right, standard illumination style for religious terms, right? We use red ink as an act of reverence. Blue in the game has otherwise been used as an for just emphasis, but what he's actually doing is that he says Christ and he means demiurge. The demiurge is like the manifestation of kind of. This is difficult. Gnostic thought basically says that God is basically completely unknowable and is very spooky. God's will is filtered through the demiurge, who may or may not be benevolent. Some traditions not at all benevolent, other times benevolent. But religious practice then is actually worship of the demiurge, not worship of God themselves. Right? And so the idea here is a lot of the acts of devotion of Gnostic practice are seeking to reach past the demiurge to fully reunite with the ineffable light of the true God. And so he is filtering the true God and demiurge into the Father and the Son. This is super heresy. I'm so happy about this. He is present in us through the remembrance, not the physical act. Václav is on the good. No, this man. So, I happen to know, thank you for talking about this on Twitter, Josh, that Václav is based on the Cheese and the Worms. Right, he is his own unique blend of heresies, on the model of what Carlo Ginzburg outlines in The Cheese and the Worms. The main character of The Cheese and the Worms, which is a micro-history about a 16th century dude who is so obsessed with his pet theory that the world is a piece of cheese and God is a worm that works his way through it, that he gets himself burned at the stake because he won't shut up about it. It's delightful. Václav is based on him. Obviously it's not the same heresy, but it's based on him. He gets accused in the court documents of being a heresiarch, the founder of a heresy. This man is on a completely another level of juice. And I love Václav for it. Isn't that... I know, right? What a way to go out. Being the founder of your own heresy. Isn't this heresy? Yes. Is Gnosticism the one with the resurrection bodies? Maybe. No, I don't think so, because it's... Because the point of, right, death is that... Right, is the reuniting of the divine light with the whole. So, right, the point of having after-death bodies doesn't super, like, gel with that, because the point is obtainment of the ineffable whole, not the body things. Yeah, becoming one with the one. Yeah. But I think Catharism has something about... Right, if I remember right, Catharism has something about post-resurrection physical bodies. It's either that or one of the other 14th century heresies. There's a lot of 14th century heresies, okay? It's a spooky time to be doing things. And Catharism is pseudo-Gnostic, but it's not fully Gnostic. Could also be Arianism. God, there's so many options for good heresies that might have like fully embodied post-resurrection goodness. Oh boy. Are we following this? Absolutely not, and that's what I'll say if any Inquisitors come around. Beautiful. We're so scared. Oh, we are in so much trouble, chat. Are you ready to hear why it's important to disbelieve in transcendence? Oh, hell yes. Sure, why not? I'll admit I hope for some more enthusiasm regarding the fate of our souls, but alright. It all starts... Oh! What? Whoa! So, okay, so everything I just said about Christ being the demiurge, scratch that. Christ and Lucifer are both demiurges and they're competing with each other? Whoa! Václav is... well, this man is on some real juice and I want it. Jesus Christ. No. Magdalene. That's the other demiurge. Come on. Excuse me? God was the Word, and the Word was truth, and the truth... Okay, this is standard Gnosticism. The light is God's will. Base genderless souls. We love. Thank you, Agalize, for helping out. Cathars are alleged to have allowed women to preach and lead because in Christ there is no male or female. They assert that God is genderless, and after the resurrection, everyone is genderless, which is incredibly based of them. But obviously, the difficulty with the Cathars or the Albigensians is that the extent of our documentation for their beliefs are from court documents of people accused of being Cathars. And that means they kind of get hodgepodge with a bunch of other things. The Valdensians are another branch that gets hodgepodge in with the Albigensians. And so sorting out what their actual theology is quite difficult. Yes. The light is God's will. God's light contained aspects, what we consider angels, facets of his infinite intellect. Wait. One of these aspects separated itself from God's intellect and manifested in the darkness as the corrupt will. Hold on a moment. This is ringing too much of a bell. Yeah, that's what I thought. You know what this is? You know what this is? This is almost beat for beat the Arnil Indale. To quote the first page, There was Eru, the one who in Arda is called Iluvatar, and he made first the Ainur, the Holy Ones, that were the offspring of his thought, and they were with him before aught else was made. And then later, but as the theme progressed, it came to the heart of Melkor to interweave matters of his own imagining that were not in accordance with the theme of Iluvatar, for he saw therein to increase the power and glory of the part assigned to himself. Fucking, he turbo heresy his way into J.R.R. Tolkien. God damn it! Tolkien knew about Gnosticism. Who would have guessed Tolkien took inspiration from a heretical sect? True. True. Good lord. The darkness? To exist outside of the borders of God's infinite light, the corrupt will brought into being an equally infinite darkness. Within that darkness, Lucifer cast his false light, a corrupted imitation of the divine intellect. Alright, now we've strayed from Tolkien. Now we've strayed from Tolkien and are on the good Gnostic juice. All material in our world is inherently a corrupted manifestation of that false light. This is just full-on Gnostic juice. We still have a connection to God through our intellect, but it is flawed by existing in our physical bodies. Was Jesus flawed by being a man even though he was born of a virgin? He was not. Oh boy! I'm not hearing any of this. And it would not matter if he were. Lucifer was a rebellious splinter of God's will. The Christ appeared when God willed his divine intellect into Jesus. Physical bodies were all corrupt. Yes, but while we are the heirs of Lucifer's rebellious intellect, Christ received wisdom from the light of God himself. He did truly die and was truly resurrected in body. Alright, we're good enough for 1st century Christianity. That's all we need. But his appearance was only important for him to convey the message of salvation to the people. In truth, resurrection is always happening, since if we die without grace, our souls are That's not Christian. That's not Gnostic, that's Buddhist. That's just Dharma. As far as I know, that's not in Gnosticism. That's just Dharma. Is that also pure Gnosticism? Alright. I'm not super duper familiar with Gnostic writing, so, we'll take that, but, oh boy. Why is my phone buzzing? Stop sending me things. This visible world is the only hell we know, living again and again the only torment. So, how do we escape it? Regular prayer, abstention from material desires, sublimation and elimination of... Yeah... That just sounds like being a monk. No, priests and monks both are corrupt agents of the business of the church. That's probably the most heretical thing of that whole lot. They have taken the simplicity of holy devotion and profaned it with pageantry. And Tiddlyquid, thank you for the follow just now. The saints do. All his Achamoritz and Satya Miracle, they're just stories. The church has led people astray, but the hope of people in meaningless rituals, faith in relics. I can see why you don't go into town much. No one really wants me in town anyway. They want me to fix their knives and their pots and little things and be on their way. And that's fine with me. I've seen so much of the world, learned so many things. I've made so many friends that I hope I'll see again if I come their way. Anyway, Thank you for indulging me, Magdalene. Of course. Not until later. Yes. That was incredibly based. Ah. Amazing. So Václavianism being, Tolkienian Protestant Buddhism? Remember, kids, every time you see a priest, point at them and say, "You decadent liar." I believe the Franciscans would be proud, the Dulcinians would be proud, and Martin Luther would be confused. But depending on who you were pointing at, potentially proud. Good day, Mr. Strutherin. I've told you, Smokey, call me Magdalene. Old habits, I suppose. What brings you to my corner of the woods? More gossip? Only ancient gossip. I was wondering if you knew anything about the old pagan and Roman mines. The mines? Is this a new interest of yours, Magdalene? Nah, I don't see the townsfolk trek out there as much anymore. Last I saw were those two twins making trouble. I know a way in, but I'll be damned if I ever step foot close to that place. Why are you so interested over there? The mural in the Rathaus needs a section about the earliest days of Tassing. The mines are the oldest part of Tassing, and you keep a keen ear. I thought you might have heard something. Nah, I don't know about getting down into the mines, but I do know a fair few stories about them, and the other Roman ruins around here. The old stories my father used to tell me when he was the burner of Tassing. The one about Mars and Tassia the nymph was always my favorite, though I blame that on my youth. Tassia? Like Tassing? Mm-hmm. Folk named the town after a pagan god. Roman one at that. I don't mind telling you the tale, Magdalene, but I warn you, it's a bit bawdy. I'm sure none of it was a surprise. Maybe not, but I won't have your father handing me for coarseness. Folk in this town don't like me anyhow. I'll tell the decent bits of what I remember. Yeah, everyone excludes me from the fun. You'll have your fun in time, Magdalene, you just wait and see. Alright, so what's the story? Well, legend says that Mars was hunting in these woods and spied a fat boar for the taking. He just pulled back his spear when he heard a woman scream in terror. Of course, the creature ran off, and the god was angry at the loss of his quarry. So he tramped through the woods to see why a woman was in the forest and not in the local town. I go into the forest all the time. Yeah, but those were the old woods, Magdalene. The wilds, where spirits and ghosts prowled. Someone's read their Thomas Aquinas. So you say, and I agree, but other spirits still wander around. Demons and such. Someone has read his Malleus Maleficarum. Besides, who doesn't love a good ghost story? Let a man have his fun, Alright, keep going. So, Mars found a nymph, Tassia, bathing in a spring with a fat, ugly satyr goading her from the shore. Enraged at seeing the trapped nymph, Mars transformed into a wolf and slew the satyr. In return, well, Tassia bathed the god. They bathed. I did warn you, Magdalene. When Mars left the pool, he dripped onto the ground and it blossomed with flowers and crops. They say that's why this valley is so fertile. What was there nymph he did? He was the god of virility, wasn't he? You can see why I lacked that tale in my youth. So much of what the Romans left behind was destroyed over the years, but I like that we still have these tales. Yeah. You can never really destroy stories as long as there are people to tell them. Based oral history lover Smokey. Of course, they're always left a hell of a lot behind, too. The town's more Roman than Bavarian, really. We're part of the Holy Roman Empire. Someone's done her geography. That we are, not for a lack of trying. Tassing is actually much smaller now than it was in the Romans' day. At least that's what I make of it. The ruins go deep into the forest and all the way to the old mine. Half of Tassing is built on Roman stone. Take a walk around town and you'll start noticing things. We used their stone to build. Yeah, sure did. The old temple by Satya shrine is grown over, but the aqueduct runs for miles. Even the abbey used to be an old Roman fort. You can see some of the Roman pavestones under the road if you look hard. We may not be Roman, but this town is. Hundreds of years. What a beautiful idea. That's the way of things. Most people don't notice the old stones. Too busy in town to notice what's right in front of them, our eyes. Maybe I should go take a look at the mine. I'd like to get a better sense of what things were actually like. Nothing will stop you, I see. Well, I won't either. Just keep an eye for any wolves or sailors you might see down there, eh? Well, you know, if I see you, thanks for your help. Good luck, Magdalene. Be safe. God, everyone's so good here. I'm enjoying this so much. Look how quickly the leaves change this time of year. Uh-huh. It's nice to see some... Okay, just more whorehound. What are the twins doing? Alright. St. Satya's shrine. Martha especially likes to leave offerings for her. Hey, Magdalene. Hey, Artemis, what are you up to? Catching frogs? Oh, does no one come out this time of year? Sure they do, I saw one. Frogga. What did it tell? Frogs come out with rain. They get rain in spring. Never mind, what do you need the frogs for anyway? Why should I tell you? You'll snitch. I won't. Yeah, right. Sorry, Magdalene. I'm not telling. You'll just have to wait and see. Careful, you've already gone to confession this year. Oh, we know. The Great Frog... Sorry? Is there going to be anything? No? No? Alright, we'll route into the other material. Yeah. Look, Jakista, raise your hand if you're surprised. Huh. There are 3 other sections. Don't worry about it. Things will pick up once we actually are doing investigation. I'm just taking my sweet ass time. Hey, Magdalene. Hey, Artemis said you're catching frogs? Yeah, what about it? Why? She didn't tell you? Oh, then I really shouldn't say anything. Come on, just tell me. Sorry, Magdalene. Can't risk this one for asking Artemis. Boo. Expect to be here all night if we keep doing this in one go. Yep. I said we're in it for the duration. If I have to upload this in 2 parts, we might upload it in 2 parts. A pig? Out here? It's broken out of pen. I wonder who it belongs to. None of it's powerful when we gather in on St. John's Eve, but it should still work. Alright, I don't... Should we ask around about the pig? Who has... This should be relatively fast, at least. Alright, no. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. Hope your dad recovers quickly. He's a good man. Thank you. I'll tell him you said that. Good. There's now seen too many terrible things, but we've recovered before. Maybe the Lord will return your dad to health too. I pray you're right. But glad you have this time with him. I'd say, I wish I had much time with Halevue. Oh wait, I should get back to it. Okay. Hey York, did your pig get out? Yeah, Magdalene, how are the hinges on your door? Fine, I guess? Maybe Andre should take a look at them. Well, I would have asked your father, but well... Oh, you believe how many people in this town leave their hinges to rust? Just invite yourself over to stuff. That's not... The council's looking after the town. Paul would like to institute a yearly check of all homes in Tassing. What do you think of the idea? Well, it's not a bad thing, but I don't see why I need to make it official. Everyone in Tassing helps each other. As I see it, if someone notices a house in disrepair, we all pitch in to fix it. Anything else would be unchristian. But if Paul wants to see it through, I'm happy to go along with it. Makes me feel useful, you know? Speaking of, I better get back to work. Alright. Yes, Paul is the miller now. Has rebuilt the windmill and decorated it to actually look nice. And yeah, it's a good time. Alright. Hey, Murden. Nope. Boo. No way to tell whose pig that belongs to. Or who that... That sentence I just completely biffed. Who that pig belongs to. Yes, that's how it works. Alright. No, that's not... Thank you. Alright, mineshaft. If I want to depict the mural as accurately as possible, I have to go down the shaft myself. The entrance is so steep. No one used the ears. There must be some way to get down there. Let's go talk to Baltus. All the way across town again. At a moderate jog. Oh boy. Yep, we're gonna be here for so long. Wow. I was like, 3-ish hours. Easy peasy. Nope. Quite the opposite. Hey, Killian. Samuel? Aww. Tragic. But you know, I regret nothing. Getting distracted by massive Gnosticism is... Magdalene? Werner? Magdalene! Tell me something. Alright. Why was I cursed with a life in Tassing? What does this pathetic little hamlet have to offer a man like me? Tell me, Magdalene! Oh no, what is it you think you deserve? I was destined for the course of kings, not a town full of peasants who chant more of themselves than the rabbits in the meadow. A town where craftsmen, little men like myself, Baltus, even your father, have their minds wasted. In a few decades we will be dead, and Tassing will forget us all. God doesn't care. He never cared for me. He deserted us all when the Abbey was destroyed. If he even exists. Huh? Don't know what you're saying. I've never been more clear-headed. You sound like Baltus, always vomiting a torrent of words. Stupid words. Why are you so resentful of Baltus? He's always lecturing me. All these years, he's thought he's better than me. I can see it clear as day beneath that veneer of cheerfulness. I thought you were a friend. Baltus doesn't know what a friend is. All he needs is an audience. And you wish the mural. I don't know what you want with it. It's beyond you. Stay at home. Cook your bland peasant food. Look after your dying father. Pick herbs for whatever provincial remedies you still hold to. Do what you're meant for. You fit for throwing yourself in... You... No, you're trying to provoke me. I won't rise to it. You'll never find a husband with that attitude of yours, girl. Whew. Whew. I'm a good man, damn you. Educated, important. I could have any woman I wanted if I cared to try. You'd be a hideous nun anyway. Yeah. Tongue-tied the moment someone talks back. Surprise, surprise. If you're determined to be an asshole, I'm going to leave. I have a mural to work on. Do what you want, Magdalene. Just don't ruin the mural. Not that it matters anywhere. Wow! I mean, I understand he has the big sad, but wow! Everyone in town has the big sad. Oh boy. Hey, Baltus. Ciao. Magdalene, hello. I was just jotting down a few new ideas. Did you need something? Yes, if you have a moment. I need to get into the old salt mine, but I don't have a way down. Can you help me? To get into the salt mine, yes? You must be on quite the adventure. Ideally, we can rig up a dilly... I suspect it's also because I was maximally just the worst to Vanna in Act 1s and 2. But yeah, no, he's decided to go for a full jerk. Ideally, we could rig up a double pulley system to lower and raise yourself in the shaft, but that might take a while. Well, I would like to go in today if possible. Of course, of course. Would a good length of rope suffice? You could brace against the wall of the mine shaft. Are you strong enough to support your own weight? Against the wall? I think so. Excellent. Thank you, Baltus. Of course. Here you go. Do be careful, though. Make sure the ropes are secure. I will. Until later. Good luck, Magdalene. Whee! We have rope. And we are not ready to be painting yet, so... hooray. God, we have 3 major sections here to get to the bottom of this. But I don't care, because figuring out what's behind this, like, very early days section, I think is important and valuable and good for those of us who like ancient history, which is, I think, everyone. Certainly if you're watching this channel, I assume you like ancient history almost as much as you like medieval history. Solid 1st century Nymphium from Act 2, and now equally 1st century, potentially going... Stop it. Potentially going back to... pre-Roman. Baltus gave me this rope to climb down, but it might take a while. Should I go now? Yes. Yes, we should. You should definitely inform someone that you're going down, though. Whee! Because when this rope gets thrown down, we're going to be in so much trouble. Well, I guess Baltus was informed, right? Right? Yay! Ooh. Hooray. Cool. Gross. That doesn't have any oil in it. There's no... We're not worried about that? There are a lot of different coins down here. How odd, it's not like this is a saint's well. Oh, a tablet. They're still writing on it. Huh. Oh, it's a poem. I think it's a love note. That references King Solomon. Okay. Cute. Yeah. Oh, this looks like a larger version of some of Baltus's contraptions. That's true, because it is. Down here, see what I should find. Oh, bones. They're far too big to be human. Oh, a piece of pottery. It's beautiful. More pot. They're cute. Yet another pottery piece. And another. Saltmine should preserve things fairly well, shouldn't it? Oh, definitely. Well, these must be the same kind of figurines Till and the other farmers find in the fields. To think that there are so many remnants of our ancestors scattered in fields and caves like this. And Bunny Bussy, what a name. Thank you for the follow, though. They're cute. They don't look particularly Roman to me, but they're cute. More pottery. Pottery is scattered everywhere. Hey, this piece looks like it matches the other piece I found. Tasia aqua mihi dat au Pluto me seruat. That's me morti. There's a Latin inscription here. Tasia. What? Pluto serves me. Or, yeah, serves me. This whole. There's like, I think there's a verb missing. Tasia gives to me water. However, or Pluto. I guess the sense of it is that this is someone who's trapped down there and says, "Oh, I have water," but or potentially a self-sacrifice thing. I don't know. Hard to say. 19. What? Oh, this looks like a Roman map of Tassing. I wonder what's changed. Let's see if I can map everything out. The aqueduct and the spring. The abbey was an old fort, and there's the rest of town. What's this building? I don't recognize it. Mithraeum. It's so odd. It almost looks like an altar, but what would an altar be doing in a salt mine? It's even carved out of the salt. Then there's a statue of Mithras. He's usually depicted with a dagger and torch. It's less detailed than I expected. So, based Mithraic cults here, I guess. Another inscription. It's not very formal. A worker must have carved it. There's that word again. Mithraeum. But wait, we know who Mithras is, but we don't know what a Mithraeum is. Really? What's in... More Latin writing. Unless we break into... Wait. It's unless we break into the Mithraeum, Statuamus? Our prosperity... Let's see. Nostrum is accused of. Sorry. We rule. So unless we break into the Mithraeum, we give up our prosperity to the altar of the gods. something like that? Is that the church? Oh, fuck, you're right. That is the spot of the... God. That's totally... The labyrinth mentioned has got to be... Right, the reason why she's Our Lady of the Labyrinth must be the Mithraeum. Oh, another shard. I did a lot of these. Oh, they're all from the same pot. Oh, no. Can I spin these? Can I spin these at all? Because it looks like... At all? Even a little bit? Yes. Okay. We're just going to be piecing anything together right now. Because those two line up clearly. This obviously doesn't go here though. Let's just start that there. And then after that we will figure things out. That doesn't line up. Boo. Heck. Don't make me have to, like, do things. I'm bad at jigsaw puzzles. Wait. Oh no. What have we done? That doesn't work. That's the one I'm looking for. There it is. Alright. But that's going to be there. Nay. Stick together. Boo. Stop it. I guess that's probably this one goes here. Yep. This little one should go here then. Nay. Stick together. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Okay. Who's next? I guess this should go up here, potentially? And then rotates this way? No. Close, but no. Presumably also no. Oh boy. Yes, I should do the border first. That would be way smarter. But that's fine. This should go there. Shouldn't need any rotating. That matches the angle nicely. Maybe this big piece, stop it. This goes up here for now. This goes here for now. What's the one that goes next to the big one up there? This? This looks like that goes there. I wish I could put this anywhere else. Wow, none of this is lining up. Okay, good job, me. What other spots could this go? Right, because these two match each other, but don't match anything in the center. The heck. Go there. Nay, what? Nay, what? Stop it. Stop it. That doesn't line up. I guess this could just like rotate 180 degrees? Yes. A murder. Hello, murder. Definitely no. Maybe this one? Yes. Then this should be this one here. This needs to be a fairly big piece. I wonder... This one, perhaps? Definitely no. Then let's try this one. Also definitely no. Oh, this one goes there. That's what it was. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there. Great. That goes there. Awesome. Then this goes here. And I'm good at minigames. Got it. The figures in this potlet look like they're telling a story. These paintings must have depicted an early myth, even before the Romans. Yeah, I could see that being, stylistically, it reminds me of things like Gundestrup. Let me pull up Gundestrup, because, yeah. Right? Stylistically, right, has some similarities. Not an exact match by any means, but, right, certainly at least is plausible, even though this is redware, to say, hey, maybe this is like a non-Roman, potentially Roman period, but non-Roman artifact. A wild hunt, and potentially a human sacrifice. Someone may be a chieftain is sacrificing a man to Perkta. Well, we're reading a bit far into it. Bottom half continues the story. These look like spirits, they must be coming in to feast on the sacrifice. This must be how our ancestors tried to keep Tassing safe. They offered sacrifices to Perkta. Not sure this is the best story to portray. To think about it more. Oh, okay, Finn. The wood here looks newer than the first part of the mine. Was this collapse recent? Huh. So that's as far as I can go. But it was like when the Romans, where is the Mithraeum? Well, the earliest stories. Let's go. And 3, 2, 1. What are the odds that the rope's gone? Chat, get your votes in right now. Is the rope gone? Rope's still here. Hooray! Yeah. Wait, who's that? Hello? Is someone there? Better get out of the shaft before another rock comes crashing down. That was a big beard, huh? There's not many people with big beards. Who was that? Even Apollo and Artemis would have helped me out of here. Well, now that I have more information, now I can make some decisions. Gorg's beard is not that big. Alright. I think it was Smokey. Oh. You. Yes? I'm Holler Brandt, the Lord's gamekeeper. Why are you grazing pigs in the woods? The printer's daughter, Magdalene Druckeren. Didn't ask for your name, I asked you why you were grazing pigs here. Answer me. Do I look like I raise pigs? You look like a little girl who's going to be in a lot of trouble if she doesn't answer my question. It's not my pig. I've been walking around this forest for hours. Other than the charcoal burner and the tinker, you're the only other person I've seen. Pig doesn't belong to you. What are you doing here? Your chat line has gone over so well for us in the past. It's almost funny how many women have tried giving me the same excuse. Alright, let me ask you a different question. Whose pig is this? No, the pig was in the woods when I came in here. Now, a mysterious lost pig. Apparently belongs to no one. I suppose so. Alright. If I find any more pigs in the woods, I'll kill them on the spot. And those who brought them here. Do you understand? Fine. Remind your neighbors what happens when you break the Lord's law. I knew the Lord's men patrolled these woods, but I'd never seen one before. I didn't realize they were so strict. Well, I should consider myself lucky. Time to get out of these woods and get back to work. Well... okay. Hey, Smokey. And the pig probably belonged to someone in town. True. Magdalene, still wandering about in the forest? I'd get back to town quickly if I were you. Something happened? The Lord's Warden has been stalking around the woods. He came by shortly after you did, asking about pigs and laws. Rather determined to start trouble. I was worried I might have sent you his way. Seems you come back alright. Ran back into him on the way back. Magdalene? Oh god, did he hurt you? No, we shot one of the town's pigs for grazing in the forest. Said it was a warning for breaking the Lord's law. Christ, is that what that crack was? Thought a tree had fallen. Lords may haven't come through Tassing too often. You have brought this one. Well, won't matter to them, will it? They don't have pigs that need grazing. They only care that they won't cause trouble for the Lord. Listen, Magdalene, that warning won't bother me, but you should get back home, alright? Don't come out into the forest for a while. Let the bastard move on to other towns. Lenhart had a gun, Tetra. Lenhart had a gun and nearly killed Andreas with it. Failed to kill a deer with it. And then did kill Ulrich, the baker. Say, I wonder if the Mithraeum is here. Thomas? Oh, God bless you, Magdalene. And you, Father Thomas? You look troubled. What's the matter? I seem to have lost the key to the tabernacle. Thought it would have to go without the Eucharist on Sunday. Is that very bad? Yes, I'm afraid it is. Without the Blessed Sacrament, we cannot truly celebrate Mass. Without Mass, everyone in Tassing risks their salvation. So, our salvation could be in peril because you lost the key to the tram. Well, I wouldn't put it quite like that. Sure, each will break a loaf and I can consecrate that. Even afterward, I cannot leave the host out. I must find that key. Do I? Do I know where that missing key went? I didn't see anything. Thank you, Magdalene. Please let me know if you have any ideas as to where it might be. I wonder if Sister Amelie has seen the tabernacle key anywhere. Should talk with her. Hi, Amelie. Glad you're still around. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Sister Amelie. Murderer. What brings you to the church this time of day? Lighting another votive candle for your father? Hey! Small candles lit during prayer in churches, symbolizing a specific offering or request on behalf of the prayer giver. I was hoping to speak with you, sister. Have you seen Father Thomas's tabernacle key anywhere? He's misplaced it.
Afraid I have not. Everything in the church has been as it should be. Though I did hear the two Gertner children come in last evening. I did not rise, but I heard their whispering for a moment. They left as suddenly as they came. Didn't you say anything? I didn't think anything of it. Many people come into the church throughout the week. This is a sacred space, and the people of Tassing respect it as such. They respect my privacy in this place, and I respect theirs. Why tell me this now? Because while I do not make a habit of meddling, I know those two do. Because you said that Father Thomas had lost his key. Their intentions last night may have been pure. If not, however, it would be Christian to remind them that theft is against the Lord's commandments.
Alright.
I applaud your spirit of service, Magdalene. As Paul wrote, whoever loves God, for him all things will come together to good.
Thank you, sister. God bless you. God bless you.
Whee!
Alright. Look, I'm not telling you shit. But we are going to find out why they're putting frogs in the tabernacle. No, we're not going to find out why they put frogs in the tabernacle, apparently. Tragic. Well, that's not our problem. Now, we have to figure out what the heck... What the heck are we going to paint in this? Hey, Mags, how's the mural coming along?
Magdalene. Yes, Ak. Hello. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everyone.
Great time to introduce ourselves, because we've been here for a hot second. My name's Adam. I'm a medieval historian, and we're trying to finish Pentiment today. As you can tell, we're not particularly close to the ending, but I believe in us. We're going to be live for a while, so come and hang out. While I specialize in the Middle Ages, there's a lot of continuity here to 1543, and we are going to... Obviously, massive spoilers. We're near the end of the game, so this game is totally worth playing on your own. But if you want to hear someone completely freak out over new and unique blends of heresy, you're in the right place.
Can't you let it go? Mags is so much easier. No, Otto Zimmerman, I can't. Don't call me. Fine. Anyway, Magdalene, how's the mural going? Doesn't look like much yet. Do you even know the difference between... Wow!
Wow.
I mean, one has egg in it, I guess? You're hopeless. I only just finished priming the wall. Now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tassing when it happened so long ago. Since the Abbey Library burned, I can only rely on stories from people around Tassing. Well, everyone I could find about the Romans and pagans was obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. At least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it?
We have not read the book yet. I think the top one. I like both of these. This one's spicy. But a good archaeological practice. You know, we need good archaeo art. And besides, they found cute animals. They found the forbidden gummy bear, and we can't not love it. I'm sure Father Thomas will approve, but I don't know. It just sounds kind of boring. So what made you choose this story anyway? The forbidden gummy bear. That makes a lot of sense. Other stories might feel like they don't really have anything to do with us. Thanks for explaining it. I want to understand why I'm making these choices. Well, now that I figured this portion of the mural out, I better start thinking about next section. I'll leave you to it, Mags. Magdalene. Good night, Utz. Good night, Magdalene. Okay, 6 o'clock in the evening. Let's go. If I decide how to pick Tassing's earliest history, I should decide how to paint Kiersau's history. Mother Illumina's letter mentioned that Matthew Faucigny used to be a brother in Kiersau. She said he knew a great deal about the Abbey's history. I should write to him and ask him what he remembers. Oh, and I have Esther's letter to answer too. Read them both now, before bed. Oh, before I write, I should read that old book Brigitte gave me. Maybe I'll learn something pertinent for the murals. Yes. 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 Read the book. We need the scandalous gossip. Also, how's he doing? Magdalene. Hey, Dad. How are you feeling? Can I get you anything? No, I'm fine. You go on. Alright, I'll come back and check on you later. Yes, let's go. Look, we've heard about this book as like the first thing of the game. Baron Lorenz Rotvogel said that he found a very scandalous book. Can I read it? Where do I read it? Let me read. Well, I don't want to sit at my writing desk to read. I didn't see a spot upstairs, right? Yeah, nope, nothing here. Okay. I guess we're just gonna sit at the writing desk. I wasn't able to read on my playthrough because you didn't speak Latin. I can read a little bit of Latin, but I'm not a polyglot, so I'm not able to do a lot. Where to begin? Right, the old book. It was the Baron's before Martin stole it. Can't make much out of it. The Latin is much harder than I'm used to. The book isn't in great shape either since it's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Let's see. Oh, here's a section about the various dedications erected in the town. That might be easier to read. Rego simulacrum inagra ut Mars nostrum aurum conspiciat. Similar monument in the field as is seen in work to seems like a dedicated Mars to bless a field. Said it Diana loco sacto reginosus ipsa. Diana, also known as Artemis. It's not about Diana wetting herself? Bathing in the spring, maybe? Hey, Saint Tassia? Remember when I took one look at that shrine and I was like, that's a depiction of Artemis. I'm correct. Oremus ut defendit oppidum. Works as... We dedicate as he or she defends the fort. So let's praise that he or she, really, may defend the town. None of this really makes any sense. Maybe someone with better Latin than me could help me read it. The book is so big, though. It would be a lot of work. His sister Gertrude, or Baltus for help. Fern, too. He's much better at Latin than anyone else in town. Maybe Brother Thomas, though. Dan warned me not to bother him with secular books. Robin Roller. Thank you for the follow. Chances are slim they could help, but it might be worth asking about. Luminata. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Gertrude's friend-shaped. Right, we'll ask Gertrude, and then we'll ask Balthus. Archdeacon of Sion. My name is Magdalene Drucker. And Gravy Buddy McBoatface. Thank you also for the follow. Yeah, well, look, Diana Mars banging would have been heretical, true, but the Nymphium is clearly dedicated to Diana, so what can we ask? Show the history of the town and its abbey. You are the Mother Illuminata told me that you might be the best person. Uh-huh. Yep. Classic, you regret what happened with the poor Claras, and she speaks fondly. Thank you for the help, Magdalena. And Esther. Ooh, this is a bad. The animation there makes a lot of sense, aesthetically, but it's actually a bad, because
if you've ever tried writing with quill, with the ink is still super duper wet, and if you were just to swap the pages like that, you have now imprinted it on the next page. You need to blot that, and then let it dry, and do anything other than just switch them out. Esther, please forgive me for not writing sooner. Schmear. So much has happened since I last wrote. Since my last letter was en route to you, Dad was attacked in the workshop. He survived, thank God, but the injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy he can't get out of bed. Some days his eyes become foggy and his memory fails him. Dr. Stolz says he's not going to recover. It's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. Of course, our good doctor is incompetent and a known drunkard, so he's been of little additional help. I can only pray that between resting and my ministrations, Dad can at least be comfortable. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father or why. Found a note by him, too. All it said was, stop. It wasn't from the shop, because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tassing has such skill in script, as far as I know. But anyway, I don't have the time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. They made a fuss about my being too young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. I can't wait to leave this place. Maybe it's the coming of winter, but Tassing feels more and more cramped. I've had enough of everyone asking me about the mural and doubting my skills. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers and my chores. And worrying about that. Oates has been coming over under the pretense of helping me prepare my paints too. I wish he'd stop. He's not subtle, and just flirting is annoying. I like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It means so much to him. Dr. Stoltz is right. I don't know how long I'll have. I hope you're faring better than we are here. All my love, Magda. True. You might be able to get something from Prague. You're right. Translation trouble. Can I do I can't do translation trouble today, right? Yeah, no, not today. The only thing we can do right now is go to sleep. Shoes. And here. Oh boy. And the days go by, and the days go by, and they don't stop coming, 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 and it's now November 20th. Mr. Struckren, a few more letters for you. Hooray. Thank you, sir. Safe travels. Thank you to the Reich postman. First letter is from Reverend Matthew. Oh, he's doing so well for himself. Aww! Look at Rudiger's socks! Look at Rudiger's purple socks! Mr. Struckren, I was not acquainted with your family during my years at Kiersau. Even so, I remember your father was one of the townsfolk who prevented the peasantry from burning us alive. I am not overly inclined to assist the people of Tassing in their endeavors to catalogue the origins of the abbey they destroyed. However, it was a long time ago. In the interest of posterity and Christian charity, I will tell you what I recall. Sometime after the Romans left, Christians settled in the region and built Kiersau Abbey on the ruins of a fortress. The abbey was founded by a noblewoman of the Kiersau family. She was both its patron and its first abbess. Look, it's the roommates. Perhaps 2 centuries ago, Kiersau changed to being run by an abbot. I do not know the reason, but many other double monasteries did likewise around the same time. It may have been done, 2 centuries ago would have been early 14th century. So yeah, this is a period of intense religious, consternation, right? This is the time period the Nail of the Rose is set. And so in the papal disputations, led by folks like John the 22nd, double monasteries did have to make some changes. I may have been out of fear of being shut down, as noble monasteries were frowned upon by the Pope. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. The neighbors put any other records about the abbey to the torch. Sic arsit historia Kirces. Thus burned the history of Kirsa. Though we cannot change the past, I have heard that the Sisters of the Poor Claras have formed a new chapter at the Abbey. I can only hope that their love of apostolic poverty has not driven them to impoverish the shrine of St. Moritz. Assuming they have not consigned the contents of Kirsau's former occupants to a bonfire, you may find something there. It is hard to be overjoyed at the news of your neighbor's late regrets. Many of the injuries inflicted 18 years ago will never heal. Regret cannot undo what has been done, but we can all find redemption through Christ. Let us pray for love and reconciliation in the days ahead. In the end, that is all that matters. Winter comes swiftly. Huguenots and Lutherans plague my homeland. A group of French Calvinists known for their vocal and sometimes violent opposition to the Catholic Church. Yay for the wars of religion. We're a bit ahead of schedule for those, but, we'll get there. Thank the Lord you still live in a land ruled by the one true church. I hope this has been of some help to you and yours. May God keep and protect you. The Most Reverend Matthew Saucigny, Archdeacon of Sion. Another reply from Esther. Oh, Magdalene, I'm terribly sorry to hear about your father. My parents sent their deepest condolences. If we can provide you anything from Prague, you need only send word. I know you are further away than it's easy to travel, but I will see we can do what Hashem allows. A way to refer to God in indirect, speech. Father says he remembers no one who would want to harm your father. Yet the night I was born, he remembers great strife in town. Perhaps there is old blood over depicting the night of the revolt? That is all he could suggest. We pray for you and your father every day in our offerings. Hashem will make all things right in time. He will exact justice on the culprit. I am encouraged to hear that the town council let you continue the mural at all. The guilds here would protect your right to complete a job, especially once a contract has been reached. Is it Hashem? Okay. You'll like Prague much better than Tassing, I think. True, Prague's great. Truly, I cannot wait for you to visit, but I am glad you have found some joy in your work in the mural in the meantime. You're all well here. Alicia has been carving a new set of wood cuttings, and Father has agreed to a new contract with the university. I found Simund. His family didn't move far away after all. He's planning on working as a doctor in the city once the expulsion order ends. His parents have been meeting with Mother and Father quite often now, so I hope I'll be sending good news in my next letter. With Hashem's help. Please inform us of your father's condition in your next letter. Be well, Esther. Alright. That's all the letters I have for now. I should head home and check on Dad. And here we go again. Verna was supposed to come check on Dad today. I wonder where he is. When Till Eulenspiel pretended to be a doctor, at least he showed up and his patients felt better. What's Verna's excuse? I should try and find him later. Good morning, Magdalene. Good morning, Dad. Feeling any better? Your fever broke at dawn this morning. A little stronger. All things in time. Do you want to eat anything before I leave for the day? I'm working in the next section of the mural today. I'm not so hungry right now. I'll be alright. You're a letter from the Archdeacon, yes? That's right. What did you learn from him? Seemed sad over what happened in the revolt. He did say the abbey was founded by a noblewoman after the Romans left. Everything else burned in the fire. How unfortunate. I know the brothers kept careful records of the monastery. So much lost in one night. The Archdeacon did suggest that the poor Claras might have held on to some of the records from the convent. She'll be able to learn more about Tassing's Christian history there. An excellent place to start, Magdalene. Sister Gertrude doesn't come out of the convent much, but I think it's worth asking her. The other Father Thomas knows something too. I should talk to him. If I recall correctly, the miller's wife has a long family history at Tassing. She may know something of the local history that the others have forgotten. Elsa? I thought she moved here when she married. She doesn't have any relatives in town. Not anymore. Age, illness, and marriage took the rest of her family. But the Caviezel used to live all up and down this valley. Go talk to her. Maybe something remained in the Abbey's ruins. I should definitely see what's left. Magdalene, you be careful. Those ruins are dangerous. Fine to them. Just take a look. Alright, wear a scarf too. It's getting cold out now. I can feel it in my old bones. Don't worry, Dad. I'll see you tonight, alright?
Alright, good luck.
Ah! So much stuff.
But Chad, I need to use the restroom, so I'll be back in just a moment. If you are not subscribed, you will get ads. Otherwise, enjoy this lovely view of whatever this is. Klaus being very sleepy. Alright, I'll be back in just a moment.